Ooh.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of.
Yeah, you want to do like a quick 5 minutes before you go up, right quick, just to kind of like.
Oh, I already hit it. We already live.
Oh. salute. Let's get it. Yeah, no, a lot to talk about today, man. Craziness.
Facts.
Really.
Facts. This boxing for us, man.
Listen, it's what they say. It's a marathon, not a race, man.
That's
you
a
got to
fact.
bring them back first. If it feels like
that's a fact. Hey, did you? Fred did an interview. He did a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to his video, and it made so much sense to me, man. He was like, the model that Turkey Al-Sheikh is putting out is a great model, right? But he was like, but it don't build up a fighter, right?
That's the next part. That's the next part. Without a doubt, he has to start developing. He has to put a game plan in to develop a lot of these Abdullah Masons, these Xander Zayas, even the Schofields. Like, he wants to make the biggest fights, but at some point he has to understand. I think that the big fights will come and go. You need to start building these fighters and thinking about the future big fights that are going to be there.
Right.
You know, one step at a time, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when he said that, me personally, I thought about it, right? And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense, because he got the funds, he got the resources, and Fred said he should make a league, like a minor league in baseball. He should make a league in boxing, and I'm like, right,
100%. I mean, look at it like this, right? If he does that, I mean, I'm assuming he has some matchmakers that he's dealing with, that he has a team that because if he doesn't, that's a sensitive spot, right? Because you can build a fighter, but if you do it wrong, you could break a fighter, right? Like, you can make a fighter work. Like, look how they doing Abdullah. Like, I appreciate looking at Abdullah Mason's journey right now. He fought 6 times in the calendar year, right? Now, next year, they're about to start creeping him into the top 10 probably. And, ultimately, it sounds like they want to get him into some title contention at some point, but you don't want to break him too quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's going to be like,
and that's the thing. That's the best part about having the resources, because you know what? You know what he can do? He can hire the correct matchmakers.
100%. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And think about this too, right? Since he's not a promoter.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have a commitment to a network.
Mm-hmm.
So what he can actually do is, truth be told, we know Top Rank has the best matchmaking. He works with Top Rank. He could just hire them to allow them to matchmake.
Yeah. I think that'd be real interesting, because I think a lot of the times, I think Turkey's removing a lot of the fear of falling. You know what I mean? Like, they're walking on the side of the roof, and he's putting like a fence up on the roof now, where you can walk out there a little more confidently now. You ain't got to worry about falling off, because you're protecting the O. Like, I even like the way he's treating fighters that lose. Like, we're still going to keep you going. Like, we're still going to build you and get you where you need to be. So it'll be interesting, but that's definitely a space that Turkey hasn't touched yet. And I'm wondering if he's taking that into consideration. I would hope, and I think he would, but he's definitely not there right now. We're definitely not seeing that happen right now. We're seeing the best fight the best right now. He's aiming for the top of the hill right now, and he's more concerned with that right now. But maybe that's part of these deals that he's doing right now, as far as development deal, like, working with PBC, whatever these meetings are about not only the biggest fights being made, but what's up with helping us develop these fighters. How does that look?
Right. Exactly. Because like you said, he's not there right now, but I think he's just right now looking to just make a big splash.
100%.
Announce his presence, and then, eventually, all right, we're gonna make a statement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
we're gonna start coordinating these fights because he put Andy Cruz, right? Like, Andy Cruz was on that Riyadh season card. You know what I'm saying? So boom, right there. And Andy Cruz fighting Antonio Moran. You know what I mean? I can't help but believe that Bob is speaking to him. That's what I'm hoping, because it seems like Bob Arum and maybe Oscar De La Hoya as well. He doesn't do a horrible job developing fighters, but I mean, he could use. You know what I mean? But the PBC seems like I've never really seen them really tap into developing fighters that way to start tapping into that pipeline. Like there's the young fighters are out here, man. We know who they are, you know what I mean? And they need the opportunities to be built the proper way. Like I said, that Abdullah Mason form, when you look how they did Abdullah Mason, I think that's the route for all these fighters. Get these guys busy, man. Busy. You know what I mean? Fighting as much as they can, man. So the world can see them, so they can get the exposure, but they can also develop into the fighters they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Jaleel Hackett, I hope he benefits from that going to Matchroom. Get these kids active, man. Let us see them. Let eyes be on these kids so we can see the future big matches being made and boxing could head in the right direction.
Right. And the thing is, we know Top Rank has the best matchmaking. Right. People could complain all you want, but Top Rank, they have built up the best of the best. There is no comparison.
There really isn't.
There's no comparison. There is, and let me ask you this question, right, Clay? Mm-hmm. I don't even think there's nobody trying to compete with them. There's nobody.
It's almost like they left it alone, right? Like that's not our department. That's not our niche. We're not going to do that. It's almost like we're going to take them. Once they get to a certain point, we're going to start trying to take them from Top Rank and bring them over to these other platforms, you know?
Right. It's almost like they got an unwritten rule, right? Top Rank builds you up, and then we take you from there.
Straight up. That's what it looks like from the outside looking in.
And Top Rank functions like that. They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Bob, it's that age. You can see that age of Bob Arum, that experience, that understanding of what it takes to build. He's bringing that, but it's got to be an uphill battle for him, a competition, because he's getting the pressure put on him to make the biggest fights, right? But he's like, yo, there's levels to this. Like we got to build. Right. He's old school. I got to build these fighters up. And what, like the PBC, Golden Boy, they're like, man, throw these guys into. I mean, look how Golden Boy. You know, what I mean, in my opinion, the way they're operating with Floyd Schofield Jr.
Right.
I just feel like they're pushing the crap out that young, and I feel like he doesn't need to go as fast as he's trying to go. I think he can be built a lot more, but it's just like big fights, big show. They just want to. Right. I don't know. You know what I mean? Does he benefit from that? I don't know.
Right. And that's my thing, right? Because it's like, to me, they don't have no interest. Nobody has interest in developing a fighter.
Yeah.
Outside of Top Rank. And that's why I don't even think that these fighters, I don't think that the companies even compete with Top Rank. Like when it's a new fighter coming into the game, I don't even think they have the patience to compete with them. They're just like, whatever, you go to Top Rank, we'll see you in 4 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because the only fighter with a huge pedigree, right, outside of Top Rank, right now, in recent time, right now, is Carmel Moulton.
100%.
Right? Because Abdullah Mason's with Top Rank.
Right.
Xander Zayas is with Top Rank.
Bruce.
All of these dudes is with Top Rank. and then you look at Andy Cruz, but Andy Cruz don't count because he's a super duper senior.
Right. He's like Lomachenko 2.0.
He's like Lomachenko, right? So he don't count, right? Because he's already on the fast track. Because what is he, 27? He's already like 26, 27.
You talking about Andy right now? Andy, he's like 26.
Yeah, he got to be, because he's older than he's older than Keyshawn.
100%.
So he ain't a 20-year-old kid. The kid that I love, Alon Garcia.
Yes.
Who's he with? Top Rank.
Yep.
Top Rank. Now, BOK Prime, we introduced him, but he's with Top Rank. Right? And look how they building him up. They built up Berlanga. Right? They built up Floyd Mayweather. They built up
Sugar Andy's 29.
Andy 29. See, that's what I'm saying. He's a super duper senior.
Yeah.
I knew, because he's older than Keyshawn. Keyshawn's like 26.
Like 25, 26.
Yeah, because he's a little bit older than Dev. So, and if Andy, because remember, everybody was complaining that Andy was a grown man fighting kids in the amateurs.
Right.
I knew he was older than Keyshawn, so he don't count.
Yeah, 25 years old. Yep.
Yeah, he don't count. You know what I mean? So, and the only person is Kamel Moten. And when Tank went to Floyd, he was already 11 fights in.
Yep.
Right? Now, they did a good job still building Tank up. You know what I mean? And Tank held up his end of the bargain. So they did a great job building Tank up, right?
Right.
But nobody takes these fighters from the mud 0-0 like Top Rank.
100%.
Nope. They don't
100%.
do it. And the fighters that we don't really, I mean, I guess they do it in the UK with Frank Warren and Queenberry Promotions and Matchroom, those fighters over there, but they never translate. When as far as competition, once they start to compete with our fighters, it's never a competition.
It isn't.
Yeah.
There's a lack of development there as well because they don't get the exposure over here until it's too late. They get groomed in a system that, no offense to anybody from the UK right now, but just seems to be somewhat, maybe I shouldn't say inferior, but the system doesn't seem to test the fighters like they can get tested over here, but they keep them over there being groomed, and then when they get over here, it's just another level of competition. But I'll say this Olympics, it seems like we kind of got exposed a little bit as well as far as the way we boxing over here, because it seems like we've kind of regressed. We kind of digressed a little bit. We got a whole lot of southpaws, a whole lot of Tank wannabes out there, a whole lot of Crawford wannabes out there who think that, they have to fight a certain way and they're not developing themselves the way that they used to develop. You know what I mean? Roy kind of spoke on it a little bit, just to be like, you can kind of see the trajectory. And then you look overseas with like a Mark Chamberlain, or you look at the young bull, what's his name, Nick Ball. You know what I mean? These fighters that are coming out and they're kind of like, Raymond Ford went over there and got all the work he wanted. Like Nick Ball was working with him for real, and Mark Chamberlain is showing a lot of promise. You got the Pernell Whitaker protege and Ben Whitaker, you know what I'm saying? That's over there doing things. So as a culture, we're starting to suffer from the lack of development of our fighters. I think we're starting to see our fighters become more caught up in protecting O's and showcasing and trying to like really become other fighters, mimic Tank Davis. And we're losing on this side because you can see the product that's coming out, how like, look at Jared, you know what I mean? Like, salute to Jared Anderson, still the top. He's still a good fighter, but he kind of got exposed a little bit. Just kind of showed his lack of fundamentals when he got in there with Bacoli. So Turkey's bringing that to the table right now. I think Turkey's bringing the opportunity and the understanding of, you know what, a lot of you fighters haven't been developing properly, and big fights aren't getting developed properly because there's too much anxiety in making you a star and you losing everything based off one loss. And there's a casual fan base out here who doesn't even know how to celebrate or support these fighters out here right now. Like they're good today, and as soon as they take the L, he was a bum anyway the whole time. He was fighting. I heard somebody say today, somebody sent me a message today and said that Terrence Crawford doesn't fight he only fights sick old man or something like that, like basically try to like discredit this whole man's career. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, bro, you guys really don't know how to, like, you can't, that man is just, I don't understand what a hatred, like you don't know him. What did he do to you? Did he like piss in your cornflakes? Did he sleep with your woman? What could he have done outside of boxing and boxing? He had 11 straight stoppages and you guys just, you know what I mean? So these fighters aren't motivated at the end of the day to take those risks and those chances to be great. It takes a special fighter to do it because the consequences of failing is ridiculous.
And you know what it is? And let me get your opinion on this. Fleek Designs, we're gonna get to you in 1 second, Fleek Designs. You know what it is? We have an embarrassment of riches. So we don't know how to appreciate. So right, it's like we are all billionaires. We've been born into this with especially us in our community. Right. We billionaires. We super duper rich, right? We're trillionaires, right? And so, hey, Clay, Blue, we've been born with yachts. We've been born with speedboats on the yachts, and then We got jet skis attached to the speedboat. The speedboat is attached to the yacht. The jet ski is attached to the speedboat. Right. We got chefs on each level of the
we got
boat.
A full staff servants,
right.
full staff chefs,
right?
maids, like full staff.
And then it carries cars on the bottom. We got the Bugatti on the bottom. You know, to whatever state we pull up in, and we got a Bugatti of each kind, steering wheel on both sides, on each in two separate. You know, don't matter what country, what state we pull up in, we legal to drive. So we can't appreciate. Right. We can't appreciate a person valuing what we have because we don't know what it's like to not have it, especially in our community. So we have come up with it's just an embarrassment of riches. It just keeps turning over, right? Yep. So we went from Jack Johnson to Sugar Ray Robinson to Muhammad Ali, you know, and this is just the faces of their eras. 100%. I'm not even talking about the fighters that their peers in their eras. I'm just talking about who was the face of their era, right? Right. And so you go from Jack Johnson to Sugar Ray Robinson to Muhammad Ali, from Muhammad Ali to Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and Marvin Hagler. Then you go from that to Mike Tyson era with Holyfield and Riddick Bowe and Roy Jones, and you go from that to people don't even it overlaps so much, Clay. Yes, sir. That we forget, Clay. I had to double back, and I'm like, holy smokes! I didn't even realize. Did you realize that Andre Ward fought 4 years? He was 4 years in his career when Floyd was still fighting. Right. I didn't realize that, but I didn't even realize that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 4 years he's already been a professional fighting. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when Floyd was in his career. Floyd was fighting in Roy Jones' era. Right. And that's not to even mention the Shane Mosleys and the Trinidads and the Winky Wrights. And the Trinidads and the Bernard Hopkins and the Winky Wrights. And it overlapped Pernell Whitaker era. It overlaps this era, Riddick Bowe, Larry Holmes era. Larry Holmes fought in the Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali era. Along with George Foreman. So it's just a continuous embarrassment of riches. And so we can't appreciate when we see something like this because we've seen it so many times. So when we get, because I thought about this so much, and I'm like, bro, I just can't understand why people dislike Terrence Crawford so much. I just can't understand it. Blue, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I think? I think we have, you know, shout out to all the fans of boxing. You know what I mean? And look, there's nothing wrong with being casual, right? You got to be casual before you're a hardcore fan. There's got to be something surface level that brings you into the sport before you can actually look into the sport. But I do put the blame on you guys for never choosing to. They got used to the Tank Davis. They never looked into boxing. They never went into boxing. They never got into the sweet science of boxing. You know, a perfect example, we look at Shakur Stevens' last fight. Now, look, man, I'm not here to toot Shakur Stevenson's horn, or I'm not no big Shakur Stevenson fan or anything like that. But for people to walk away from that and be like, I can't watch that. What was wrong with that fight? That was a boxing match. Could Shakur have put his foot on the gas in certain points in the fight? Could he have, took some risk or something? I maybe, but boring. That's not what I would consider a boring fight. I wouldn't consider that a boring fight. That was a boxing match. There was a breakdown happening. Same thing with Terrence Crawford with Israel Madrimov. Not boring. Difficult fight. Irky jerky Eastern European fighter coming out, not fighting the way they thought he was going to fight, not being aggressive, choosing to box with him. Terrence had to adjust. It took him a minute to, okay, this is how this guy's fighting tonight. And you saw him do it. It was actually a great fight. I enjoyed the fight. Right. But the fan base is waiting. They're sitting in the audience waiting for the knockout, anticipating it. And the longer the knockout takes to come, the more disinterested and detached they become from the fight. They even tried Tank when he fought Isak. Right. When he fought Isak. Exactly. You watch that fight and take into consideration that man performed the way he did with one arm. That was
That was a very competitive. That wasn't even competitive. Sorry, I'm using the wrong words because you can only imagine what he would have done if he would have had two hands, right? So he did all that with one hand. They wanted to say, there were people out there saying Isak beat him.
Right.
So you guys don't even understand how to point system. You don't know how to round by round. You don't know how to score the fight. You don't understand boxing. So when you see somebody who's taking their time and they're showing you the sweet science, you're bored because, let's be honest, it's Chinese to you. It's like me asking you to read a Chinese book. You open in the pages and you're like, I don't know what I'm reading. So you put the book down. And now not only did you put the book down, but you're telling everybody that the book sucks. Instead of saying, I'm being honest with you, I didn't understand nothing that was in the book. So I don't even know if the book was good because I didn't even understand it. You're going around now with a narrative that the book sucked when the reality is you just didn't know how to read Chinese. Let's be honest.
And you know what it is too? On top of that, right? And salute the press in the super chat. Much love, family. He said, Blue, you want me to get the kiddie table set up? Yes, sir. Please do. You know we're going to need it.
In the corner.
Press, you know we're going to need that kiddie table. Please set it up.
Applesauce, we got the applesauce. We got the ice pops.
Yeah.
In the freezer right here. We ready for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get it all set up, bro. You know we're going to need it. But here's another thing. The higher ups in boxing quickly understood, like you just said, they don't know what they're watching, right? And so the higher ups understood that quickly. And what did they say? Let's play to it. These people don't know what they're watching. Let's cater to these people that don't know what they're watching and build up said fighter. Because remember, just like you said, we watching that fight on the zone, and they telling the world, just like you said with Tank and Isaac Cruz, they started off before the fight even started, telling the world Tank lost.
Yeah.
So if you, like you said, if you don't know and you don't understand, like you said, you open a book, me and you open a book, and it's all in Chinese, Japanese, or whatever. It's of Asian descript, right? And me and you don't understand. We don't know what we're looking at. But you get a professor that's Asian and come over to us and be like, oh, it says X, Y, and Z. We're going to say, oh, it says X, Y, and Z. He is a professional. He got to know what he's talking about. So if we watching these fights, and like you said, when it's a boxing match, people don't understand. A knockout, everybody understands that. Right? Because it's cut and dry.
Right. The savagery. If you can tap into the savagery of the sport, that brings the entertainment. That's why I like Virgil Ortiz and Sergey Bohachuk. That was an entertaining fight for a lot of people. For me too, I enjoyed the fight.
Right.
And that was a great fight. Like, I mean, I wish a lot of fights went like that, right? But you guys got caught up in the savagery, seeing Virgil take those risks and get hit and put himself in position to, you know what I mean, get hit to try to hit, and you know what I mean, a rough fight. You know what I'm saying? You guys, I'm sure, were entertained by it, but and I was entertained as well. But when it comes to actual boxing, like Terrence said before, this is a sport about hitting and not getting hit. I remember that interview he did with Andre Ward, where he was just like, there's no love for the sport. Like, this ain't fighting. If you want to see fighting, there's places. Go to UFC. They fighting up in there. You know what I mean? Go catch some fighting. This ain't fighting. This is boxing. We fight sometimes in the ring. It turns into a fight. It can turn into a fight, but don't get it twisted. First, it's boxing. Right. First, it's boxing.
And check this out. I was watching a UFC fight maybe last week or so. I was in LA, and it was grappling going on. I don't know if it was a replay or not. I'm a casual in UFC, but I was just watching it on because there was some highlights, and they was grappling on a you know, he's crawling and grappling, and the crowd started booing, and I'm like, there's a comparison, and the crowd is booing because once again, they have been lulled into the notion that it's all savagery. So if you're a casual and you go to UFC, like myself, and they just grappling and rolling on a canvas,
you're bored.
I'm bored.
You screaming at the ref. Come on, man. Get him up, man.
Hey, get him up.
Come on, get him up. What are you doing, man? You do your job.
I don't want to see a bunch of grappling.
And the ref like, yo, he about to submit him, though. Like, I can't move him out of position. Like, he actually about to win this fight. I don't care, man. Get him up on his feet, man.
So go figure, right, Clay? if you sitting up, this is a problem that I have with sports, combat sports.
Mm-hmm.
The arena needs to fit the sport, if that makes sense.
The arena needs to fit the sport.
Because if I'm watching, to give you an example, if you watch an NBA, right, you sitting way up at the top. You can't really appreciate what's going on the court.
Facts. You got to see it on the jumbotron. You
spend most of your time looking at the big screen.
100%.
Right, because you can't see where the ball is.
Right.
Right. And so in combat sports, if I am way up there, there's no way in hell I can see what's landing and what's not.
Yep.
So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spend most of my time looking up at that screen. Right? So the sport in football is different. Now you can't find the ball, but you can find the crowd.
Right.
The crowd is going to dictate where the ball is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
In the NBA, it doesn't. In boxing, it doesn't.
Right.
Here's the reason why I said there's no way. I sat and I said this when I had Wally Moses on, right? And he agreed with me. I was sitting at a fight one day, right? And this was where was this? This was in Vegas, but it was undercard fights. So I'm sitting behind I am the direct seat behind the judge.
Right.
I'm so perfectly lined up, right? I'm sitting directly behind him looking at his back. And he's looking to fight. Clay, he's doing like this. The entire time because he's looking under the ropes like this.
Yeah.
Right? First of all, it's uncomfortable. So guess what? You're going to start doing this, stretching it. You are going, if you take your eyes off for a second, you're going to miss a score.
100%.
And so if I'm uncomfortably sitting like this, because I was uncomfortable because I was doing like this because I'm behind him, I couldn't see. So I'm sitting behind him and I'm scrunched down because I'm trying to see, because if I sit up, the ropes is in my vision.
Right.
Same way with him, the ropes is in his vision. And then if the referee turns his back to us, you really can't see. Because now I got the ropes and the referee blocking my vision, right?
Right.
And so I said, there's no possible way
that
judges, they can't, because I demanded this, right? And Antonio Tarver, Paulie Malignaggi, they can attest to this. When we scored the Terrence Crawford Avanesian fight, right, I was the scorekeeper. They could tell you guys this is the truth. I was the scorekeeper, right? And I said, and they said, "You good?" They gave me a microphone and everything. You know, we all had the setups, whatever. And I said, "Hey, man, we need monitors." And they said, "What?" I said, "We need monitors."
Right. Okay,
and
monitor the screen so we can see the fight. Right.
Right. So they said,
I'm thinking you're talking about like chaperones. I'm like,
no, like monitors, the TVs, right?
100%, yeah.
And then they said, okay, because they had you know, they had your beck and call,
right?
Because you in a position of power. So I said, we need monitors, man. If y'all can find monitors, give us some monitors. So they left. They came back. They said, you know, it's the production crew. So they came back. They said, hey, man, we only got one monitor. I said, see if you can find two. We'll share it, because it was Todd Grisham. It was myself. Tarver was sitting next to me, and then Paulie Malignaggi was on the far end. So it's four of us. So I said, give us two, because they found one. I said, give us two monitors, and we'll split it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Put it in between
like
two
people to a monitor.
Right. And we could see the monitor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you want us to. So then they gave us a monitor. So they was like, yo, that was a good call. Tarver, you know, Paulie, they said, yo, that's a good call. I said, right. Because how in the hell can we accurately give you information if you can't see? When you're watching it live, right, you cannot see. There's a reason why when you go to NFL games or NBA games that you want to sit in a specific seat. Those tickets on the 50-yard line or court or mid-court, are the most expensive, right? Because I can see everything now.
Right.
It don't matter what end of the court they go on, I can see anything. If I'm at the 50-yard line in the NFL, I can see both sides.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm sitting in the end zone behind one goalpost,
you only see the part of the game that's on your side of the field.
So if they way on that end of the field, if the team is driving in, I'm doing this. I'm looking at the monitor.
That's it, Blue.
That's it.
And what ends up happening, right? You start judging. The judges start listening to the crowd. They start going with energy. They start going with what the favorites are. When the crowd likes this guy more, he must have won that round. You got to be honest with yourself. That's what you're doing, because if you're not seeing the fight, how are you judging the fight? We have to be honest. We don't have to sit here. I'm not saying you're getting paid off, but what else option do you have? What else are you going to work with? That's why I think, like, the judges, in my opinion, like, the monitor was a great thing, but I thought, like, put them in a room, give them a suite or something, give them monitors, give them the ability to watch the fight so that they can score properly.
So this is what I told them with the judges, right, Clay? Mm-hmm. The judges should be sitting, and eventually this is going to happen, and nobody's going to give me credit.
No, you ain't.
But the judges should be sitting above the ring, like in tennis. The judge in tennis is sitting above the court, so he's looking down. He can scan the entire court. But all three judges should be sitting above the ring, and they should all have the portable. When we went to school, you had that desk with that one little half a table or whatever.
Right.
They have
you slid into it.
You slide into it. Now they have the one. I went to the DMV. They have the one that kind of comes up and there's a little screen on it. You could touch the screen.
Okay. Right? Okay.
So give them that with a little monitor. They sitting above the ring, right? They have the option, and the reason you look at the monitor is for replays, something that you missed.
Right.
The first option is you looking at the fight in the ring. And the third thing they need to have is earmuffs. Soundproof earmuffs. They cannot hear the crowd.
Right.
Right? They cannot hear the commentary. They cannot hear anything. They are not swayed by nothing. Nothing is impairing them. Nothing is blocking their vision. Nothing is their hearing is influencing them by what they hear. Right? And they're sitting there, and you have a monitor for replays. Right? So you're looking at the replay, and then you're supposed to judge that round after the round is right in between when said fighter 30 seconds into the 1 minute break, you are looking at the monitor. So now you're seeing equal replays.
Right.
Right. And now you can judge, this punch looked like it landed, not sure. Now I can see if it landed or not.
Right.
Okay, that punch really didn't land. Just like when we had the fight exactly. When they went back in the replay and they looked and they said, okay, that was a knockdown, right? So now you sitting above, there's nothing preventing you from getting accurate information. And then the last thing is they need to be interviewed when it's over. Because if you don't have nothing swaying you, and then you look at that fight, hence Floyd Mayweather Canelo, and you tell me you saw a draw, you need to tell the world why you saw a draw. And what rounds
the accountability, that's a whole nother conversation. And these judges need to be held accountable, man. They need to be able to explain themselves. They got to be able. This is ridiculous.
Right. They all get the skedaddle. How? You can interview the fighters, you can interview the managers, the referee if he chooses to speak, judges. Hey man, I don't know if people been in a fight or not close enough to understand what it's like or involved with it. But the judges, they get security, they out.
Right.
Security walks them to the ring most of the time, and they out immediately after.
Right.
Right? That can't be the case in sports. It can't be the case. No, I need to know when you watch Canelo and Floyd, you a judge. That judge that scored that 6-6. You need to tell the world what 6 rounds you gave to Canelo and why did you give them to him?
Right.
Period. What did you see? Why did you do it? That will change everything because I know I got to have accountability.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to Vega, the head buster. My brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco. on us in the super chat. He said, "Hey Blue, he got the table and nuggets. I'm getting the Italian ices with the little stick from the freezer. Salute. Yeah. Let's get that table. You know, once we get into this, you know they coming. Jake Pitty City, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. He said, be careful with the frozen nuggets, though. They've been linked to recent outbreak of salmonella. Can't have the kids at the kiddie table soon, yo.
Big facts. Big facts. Got to check the box, cross the T's and dot the I's for sure.
Facts. Vaughn the Virtuoso, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. What Floyd tell Larry Merchant? You don't know about boxing. That's most fans. Yeah. And the thing about Larry Merchant with Floyd, and I'm sure Clay could attest to this as well, is that Larry Merchant knows boxing very well. He just chose to go that route because he just simply didn't like Floyd.
Yeah, he was gonna push back at Floyd. Him and Floyd were gonna have at it. Yeah.
He just don't like Floyd at all. Because remember, in the beginning of Floyd's career and in the middle, he was on Floyd's side. Remember?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When Floyd called out Prince Nassim Hamed and Asalina Freitas, and he was like, don't call those dudes out. They're going to continue to duck you.
Right.
He called out Shane and Oscar. Remember, he was like, when are you guys going to fight Floyd Mayweather?
100%.
They refused. You know what I'm saying? We got a detractor, Larry Thomas. He said, Blue, you really have turned into a propaganda machine. Shakur even said Tank wasn't ducking him, but you are pushing a whole other narrative. Okay. It really doesn't matter what Shakur says because we can see the writing on the wall. Shakur may not want to be disrespectful because he don't want to push the fight completely off the table. So it's about using your own common sense. So now I'm going to ask you, Larry Thomas, okay? When Shakur doesn't have a fight like he doesn't have now, he's not obligated to any promoter or any network. Gervonta Tank Davis picks and chooses when he wants to be vocal about a fight that he wants. So therefore, right now, okay, he was vocal about fighting Vasyl Lomachenko. And now Shakur Stevenson is available because Lomachenko, it's just a process by elimination. Am I right, Clay? If you pull one peg out, the other one should fit right in. That's the safeties, right? So therefore, you said you wanted to be undisputed, and you said Shakur Stevenson is on your list of fighters. So therefore, it should be automatic since he's in your division, and you said you don't want to go to 140. What other options are there? Because you said now that you have changed your thought pattern on wanting to be undisputed at 135. Well, that means you have to go through Shakur Stevenson anyway at some point in time because he's one of the three or one of the four champions. Or I'll say three because you are one of them and you can't fight yourself. So therefore, you have to go through Shakur anyway. Now, Lomachenko blatantly ducked Gervonta Tank Davis. We know this. Okay? So why not go to the next best option, which is Shakur Stevenson? And the ball is always in Tank's court because he is the A side. He is the shot caller. Remember what Leonard Ellaby always say? You can't make Tank an offer. Tank got to make you the offer. What did Calvin just say? When Tank get ready to fight, whom he ready to fight, where he ready to fight, and when he ready to fight, he'll let you know. Therefore, this is not propaganda for the people that just have a hard time comprehending. This is called facts. You don't make Floyd Mayweather an offer. You don't make Canelo Alvarez an offer. You don't make Tank Davis an offer. They make you the offer. So here, let's just do the math for the people like All Philly News who just simply have a hard time comprehending. You said give him some time. What are you, slow? I don't get it. He had over a month. And he's planning to fight November 2nd. Which means, 2nd. Right. So that means that he got last time I checked, you usually have 2 months to prepare in training camp. So we headed into September. Not so smart, people. Pay attention, it's free. And if you're going to have a big fight like this, of this magnitude, it takes for you to do what? Promote it. You dudes have a hard time understanding and comprehending facts, or you choose is selective. Because here is the thing. If the shoe was on the other foot, you would be crying and complaining that Shakur Stevenson is ducking.
You're saying it now.
Right. You're saying it now.
You're putting the pressure on him right now. You're putting the pressure on him because you feel like the clock is ticking. The only issue is you're not applying the pressure in the right space. You're right. What you're doing is you're smelling something in the air, but you're looking at the wrong person because you're putting the responsibility of this fight being made on the wrong person.
Right. And then on top of it, Mr. Boxing Fanatics, you see, we just create false narratives and lies. Shakur Stevenson did not sign with Matchroom. Stop lying. What are you talking about? Hypocrisy. Shakur Stevenson is not signed with Matchroom. Eddie Hearn told you Shakur Stevenson advised Eddie Hearn not to engage in Tank Davis. He did not want to sign the Matchroom because he didn't want to box himself in to not get the Tank Davis fight. Eddie Hearn himself told you that. So why are you lying? When did Shakur Stevenson sign the Matchroom? See, y'all would just create narratives.
What is he waiting on?
Right.
What is he waiting on to sign the Matchroom? Come on, let's be honest. At the end of the day, you can tell with the body language, with him sitting at the Riyadh season card next to Turki Al-Sheikh, with the conversation you saw him have with Turki, where him and Turki was confirming, like, yeah, we about to do some things together. You see that they want to do something, but what would be holding him up? What's holding him up? Maybe he's waiting on a contract. Maybe he's waiting on an offer. Maybe he wants to keep his options open. You guys got to be more honest, man. Stop.
Just straight up lying, man. So now you talking about Shakur's supposed to hold up his career. So the moment Shakur Stevenson say, okay, well, Tank ain't interested in making a fight, I'm just going to stay active. Oh, see, Shakur ducking. What are you talking about?
Y'all waiting on him to do it. You know you guys are. Soon as that fight gets announced, and I feel like, I ain't going to lie to you, I think it's going to be announced soon. You guys are going to say, look how he got out the way. You're never going to look and be like, where was the contract at?
But Clay
canceled the fight.
But Clay, check this out, though. If he's waiting for Tank, that means he's waiting for Tank to send him a contract that he hasn't sent yet. So you want him to, so then you are agreeing that he has to wait for Tank. So it's on Tank to make the decision to fight him.
100%.
But then on the flip side, when he takes matters into his own hand and say, okay, I'm not waiting for this dude no more, now it's his fault. Let me get this straight. When I went to Nebraska for Terrence Crawford's send-off, Clay, that was 2 weeks before Terrence Crawford fought Madrimov.
Right.
He fought Madrimov now August 3rd, 2 weeks ago. Right? So that's a month ago. Because that day that I landed in Nebraska was the day Lomachenko informed Bob Arum. That day, when I was leaving the airport, is when I got the news that he told Bob Arum that he didn't want to negotiate with Tank anymore. He didn't want to fight Tank anymore. Not at least for the rest of the year. He was going to sit out. That's a month ago. Tank's team was on multiple platforms telling the world that Shakur Stevenson is next. So if he's not next, because Lomachenko, addition by subtraction, if Lomachenko pulls out, then Shakur should have automatically moved in that position. So what is the plan?
Blue, at a minimum, like me, I'm not going to say he's ducking, right? But I'm going to say at a minimum, he don't want to fight Shakur right now.
Right.
That's what you guys have to accept. You guys have to accept the fact that he don't want to fight Shakur right now.
Right. Point blank and period.
You can't put this on Shakur. You can't. Because when Tank is ready and he sends a contract, at least when he gets the contract first, when Shakur receives it, then you can kind of put weight on him to make the decision. But until that happens, you guys are deflecting, projecting, whatever word properly fits into the space to describe that you guys are putting a whole lot of tension and anger on Shakur Stevenson that rightfully so, only if you want to see this fight, should be on the Tank Davis team side of the conversation because they're the ones in control of this fight happening or not happening. Stop saying everything else. And you guys can't have your cake and eat it too. A side doesn't only come with the perks and the privileges; it comes with the accountability.
All Philly news. Now I'm going to highlight you because y'all love to talk. All Ohio TV, all Philly news. Now myself and Clay are going to send you the link right now. I'm going to give you 3 opportunities to show me and Clay that I've been hating or biased towards anything. If you can't, I'm going to block you. Now, if you can show me 3 things I hated on Tank Davis or biased about, then I'm going to send you $500. And if you can't, you got to send us $14 because it's 2 of us. 7 and 7. You got to donate $7 to Clay's channel and $7 right now. $14. So that's $14 to your 500. And Clay don't got to drop $1 because I'm going to type in the $500 right now in the Cash App. And all you got to do is send me your Cash App address. We have a deal. And if you don't click the link, we're just going to go ahead and block you because guess what? You are just disrupting the chat. You are just causing confusion. That means you don't have a leg to stand on and you refuse to stand on anything. And if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So
everything.
So we're going to drop the link for all Philly news, all Ohio news, because y'all love to come in the chat talking about, oh, Blue is biased. Oh, Blue is hating. Okay, so come here. If I'm hating and I'm biased, it should be pretty simple for you to come and show us how I'm hating and how I'm biased. That should be pretty easy. And go subscribe to Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up in the chat. So there go the link that you guys can come on right now. And you have a time limit because me and Clay ain't got time to sit here and play your reindeer games. So click the link right there. The link is in the chat. And now you can K different breed. Peace of blessings, Queen. How you feeling today? JJ Short Deuce, what's up? So the link is right there in the chat.
Yeah, you guys got to stop, man.
Right.
You know, you just got to stop because it's not for nothing. It's not productive. It's not. You know, no matter how much pressure you put on these B-side fighters to fight your A-side champion, and look, salute to Tank, man. I acknowledge his A-side space that he occupies. I'm completely acknowledge it, but I also understand that what comes with that is when Leonard Ellaby so boldly lets you know that you have nothing to offer him. When he's ready for you, he's going to read. That says it all, guys. If this fight's not happening, the first thing that should be coming out of all your mouths is, yo, Tank, did you send the contract yet? Because you know what boxes need to be checked in order for this fight to get put together. And the whole idea that Shakur Stevenson should sit still, not do anything, not be active, that's why he left Top Rank. That's why Jalil Hackett's over at Matchroom. This is the whole situation, is the activity. The man has to stay busy. He got a family to feed. As a fighter, you develop with your experience in the ring. The more you fight, the better you get. The more things get highlighted. The more you understand what needs to be fixed and not and things that you need to capitalize on and keep working on. So, look, at the end of the day, you can't fault that man for making a move that's going to benefit him. Going over there and fighting on a Riyadh season card, on the Better Beef Bivol card, potentially, I'm not sure, and being able to compete on that card and get a high payday is going to raise his market value. It's going to give him some international exposure. What are y'all talking about he's ducking? For what reason? For what reason? And shout out to Tank. I'm going to keep saying shout out to Tank because you guys put unnecessary pressure on him and you make him look bad because you guys sit here and put the pressure on somebody else and you force content creators like me and Blue to highlight the obvious, which makes him look the way y'all feel like we making him look. But it's only because you guys are being ridiculous.
Right.
We got to let you know.
Exactly.
We got to let you know if you're angry. I'm not angry, but I'm going to keep it real with you. If you angry, here's who you're supposed to be angry at. This is who's doing it to you. This is who got your frosted flakes all pissy tasting and got you waking up on the wrong side of bed this morning. The pressure goes on to Tank. Yo, Tank, where's the contract? No pressure from over here. Shakur ain't tripping. Shakur ain't sitting here going, yo, this guy's ducking me. Nah, he's like, all right, no doubt, man. What did he say? Inevitably, the fight's going to happen. I'm a WBC champion. He's a WBA champion. He wants to unify. I want to unify. We're going to fight one day. I'm just going to wait on him to send me the contract. For now, though, I got Eddie Hearn on a mission to go find me a fight. I'm poking at Lomachenko. I'm doing my boxing career because my boxing career ain't Tank. Right. Tank is one fight on my on the things I need to do. Right. Vice versa, the same.
And my thing is this, right? See, you can and salute to my brother Jay Pitty City. He said we just gotta be patient. Remember, Tank and Shakur wasn't supposed to happen this year. No, but there's nothing. Let me attest to that, right? J Pity. There's nothing to be patient for. Because guess what? It's easier to make Tank and Shakur than it is Tank and Lomachenko.
Facts.
Because when Tank is fighting Lomachenko, he has to have a joint network. Top Rank has to be involved. Bob Arum has to be involved. Right now with Shakur Stevenson, there is no involvement other than Shakur. And obviously you got his managers, Jay Prince and so on and so forth, but that's it. There's no networks, bridges, and then get this. They're both southpaws. You can't say he was preparing for Shakur. Was preparing for Loma, and they both have similar styles. They both slick boxing southpaws. Shakur is 5'7", Loma is 5'7". Shakur's 5'8", Loma's 5'7". Shakur's a southpaw with 68-inch arms. Loma's a southpaw with 66-inch arms. They both elusive. They both pure boxers. And get this, Shakur's less of a puncher than Loma, according to the reports.
Right.
So, and he don't have a network. So that's the perfect transition. Now get this, J Pity, just check this out. Tank translated, get this, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Clay. In a short period of time, Rolando Rolly Romero got pulled from the fight because of that case.
Right.
That complaint, that claim against him.
Right.
He went from Rolly, who is an orthodox fighter, who's unorthodox, who's 5'8" and a power puncher, to fighting Isaac Cruz, who's 5'3" with a 53-inch arm reach, aggressive, short, stocky, high work rate, skill fighter. He didn't mind transitioning to a harder fight from Rolly to Isaac Cruz. This is considered, quote unquote, a lateral move. Right? You go from Shakur to Loma, it's a lateral move.
Right.
And Loma Loma has, you have to deal with Bob Arum, you have to deal with Egis Klimas. He has a company within the company. Many people may not understand this. Egis Klimas and the Ukrainian fighters operate as a company within the company. Okay. They move to the drum of their own beat.
I didn't know
Usyk,
that.
Usyk, Loma, all of these fighters. You see, that's why they get the fights they want. They're not forced into anything. You never see any of the Ukrainian fighters, unless they're on a lower level, forced into do anything.
Facts.
Because Egis Klimas doesn't allow it. They operate as their own system. They just don't have a promotional company. So they sign, essentially their company is signed with Top Rank. Right? So it's easier. You see, they don't dictate where, you see they could dictate Shakur fight this guy or Keyshawn fight this guy or T.O. fight this guy. They don't do that with Loma. They can't. Right. They can't. So it's easier to deal with Shakur Stevenson right now.
Yeah.
And he's not demanding the sun, moon, and stars.
There's nothing to demand because there's no offer, there's no negotiation, there's no conversation, there's nothing going on.
Right.
So therefore, Shakur is pursuing other opportunities, still not signing to Matchroom, still keeping the door open just in case, but at the same time moving in accordance with somebody who has a career. See, let me tell you guys something, and not to cut you off, I'm going to be real quick, in and out, 20 seconds. Turkey Al-Sheikh brings this extra variable to the space. And what's the variable? I'm going to give you an option. That don't have to be your biggest payday. And it don't have to hold you. You don't have to sit around and wait. Shout out to David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those guys who are making moves outside of these faces of boxing that you guys celebrate so much. Tank used to say, and Kenny Ellis used to say, and Calvin Ford used to say, stop saying this man's name. Go 365 days without saying this man's name. Well, you don't hear a lot of people screaming Tank's name out right now, and I think it's getting under a couple people's skin. They're not screaming his name out, are they? They have other options. That's what Turkey brings to the table. So Shakur's laid back now, like, yo, you call me when you ready, bro. No problems. I'm gonna go over here and go make me a 3.5 million guaranteed bag over here to go fight on one of the biggest cards, go get that international exposure. And you guys are upset because it's kind of quiet, isn't it? you feel like Tank ain't getting the respect he deserves, which is a bunch of fighters screaming his name out. Be honest with yourselves. I think Tank is chilling. I think he's loving the peace and quiet. I think he's loving it. But the fan base, you guys are acting real weird, man. You guys are acting real weird based off the fact that this kid ain't screaming. He's supposed to be screaming this dude's name. That's what the problem is. He's not doing that. He's supposed to be doing that, and you guys feel like there's an issue with that. Be honest with yourself.
Right. And the thing is, it's all for nothing, Clay. Because now think about this, and I'm going to show the people this, right? This tweet came out May 13th or 12th. That's from Tank. Right? He announced that he was going to fight Lomachenko a month before he fought Frank Martin. A month before. He took to social media and he said this. He's after Frank. Let me get Frank first. Gervonta, right there, would never fight Lomachenko. He announced it, right? He took it personal, right? And so he announced this right then and there. And then what did Bob Arum tell us, Clay? That they've been negotiating. Immediately following that, 100%. They started negotiating the fight.
100%.
So now you're going to tell me that he don't hear none of this talk and none of this chatter involving Shakur Stevenson, because he just put up 2 posts yesterday on Instagram. So you mean to tell me he don't hear nothing about Shakur Stevenson? And y'all okay, because again, when it's Lomachenko, he didn't mind pursuing that immediately. That was the day Lomachenko stopped Kambosos. He responded, and not only did he respond, Clay, but he put action behind it. Because what did Bob Arum say? We've been negotiating. And then we stopped negotiating out of respect for Frank Martin the week of Frank Martin fight with Tank. Remember that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And then what did he say, Clay? He said, after the fight, we'll immediately begin negotiations. What did 100%. We find out? 2 days after the fight, Tank was training, and then we found out they was already talking back to Lomachenko.
100%. Even Tank said, I remember a reporter had asked him at the post conference after the Frank Martin fight if he, how happy he was. He did this big event at the MGM, and one of the, this was a legendary moment. He says, I can't even enjoy this because I got to get right back in the gym. I got to get right back in the gym. I got another fight to get ready for right now. He's like, I can't even enjoy this moment for real. I got to be honest with you.
And then guess what, Clay? See, social media, how Dante always said, the worst thing to have is social media today's time because it's receipts.
Yeah.
Bob Arum did that interview, remember? After the fight. And Bob Arum said, we want to make the the Tank Davis fight ASAP, right? That's when he said, Shakur is not the same draw, so on and so forth, right?
Right.
And what did Tank respond? The handshake emoji and said, say less.
Big facts.
So now we got to wait. We got to be patient with Shakur Stevenson, and we got to do. Why? It's been over a month, bro. He knew a month ago that he wasn't fighting Lomachenko. You have a list. They told us. And all we doing is going by what they told us. They said they have a list. They said Tank only going to fight 6 more fights in his career. And he has a list of fighters. When Kenny was on that interview with Keyshawn Davis on Mill City, what did he tell him? Sorry, Keyshawn, you not on the list.
You're not one of them.
You're not one of the guys on the list. Shakur is on the list. Now, y'all told us when Devin Haney was on the list, well, Devin Haney, they ain't going to 140. It was all these different reasons. Well, Shakur is in his division with a belt. And Coach Calvin is saying he don't like the matchup.
Right.
Okay, so if you don't like it today, when you ever going to like it? Because Shakur ain't going to suddenly turn into Tank. But Tank got him on the list of fighters.
That's a
Tio ain't even on the list. Remember that? Remember the interview? And he said
Tio was going to be on there, but he said, nope, it's not him.
He said Tio not on the list.
Yep.
So Shakur's on the list. This is a lateral move. It only makes sense. In all other sports, we make it make sense. In boxing, we don't want to make it make sense, Clay, because we wanted to fit our personal emotional narratives.
Yeah, our own fighter, our own promotional company, our own everything outside of boxing, everything outside of what you came here for, which you might not know it. Maybe a lot of these fans, and I don't want to keep calling y'all casuals. I mean, maybe you guys don't realize that what you want to see is the best fight the best. What you want to see is these walls be torn down, right? You might not realize that, right? Maybe because you want to point the blame and you want to support this fighter, support that fighter. That's all good. I mean, that's great. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is, if you really wanted the fight to happen, then you'd find out where the foundation to the situation is. You'd know where to apply the pressure because you pay attention. You'd understand, like, man, why won't Tank send this dude a contract? Look, I'm not going to call Tank a duck, man, because I'm not easy to call people duck. I'm call Canelo a duck for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I don't call people ducks easily. But I'm going to tell you guys, man, if it ain't obvious, I don't know what to tell you. Tank don't want that fight right now. Tank doesn't want the fight with Shakur Stevenson right now. And that's why the fight ain't happening. For no other reason. Maybe he's working on another fight first. But right now, if Tank wanted to fight, he knows, his team knows, a contract getting sent out is the quickest way. The offer getting sent out is the quickest way. He just got $240 million from Amazon Prime, right, to make these fights happen. The quickest way to make this fight is for his team to move a contract down to the direction of the fighter he wants to fight, bro. And until that happens, it's fair to say that the man doesn't have any intention on making that fight right now, at least.
And look, Clay, and let me get the super chats off the screen. Mm-hmm. The GOAT 95 brother in the super chat. Much love, family. He said, Blue, do you think maybe Loma and his resume do you think Loma and him resume talks? No, not right now, because Loma is not even fighting this year. Loma said, I'm not fighting for the rest of the year. Tank is scheduled to come back November 2nd at T-Mobile. So even if him and Loma, they can resume talks, but he ain't fighting Loma in November. That's Loma's fault. Loma clearly ducked. So if we're going to call a spade, we got to call a spade all the way around the board. Because here's the thing, and salute to Rich Porter, brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. Tank in his camp knows something we don't. They don't want that fight. They don't want the fight right now.
I wonder if the camp knows what Tank knows. You know what I'm saying? I think they're kind of like in the dark. It just looks like there's a, like Tank puts everybody on the outside of these conversations. He lets everybody know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's going on. People aren't participating in conversations with Tank around round tables. His training, the people who trains him, everything like that, aren't made aware and ain't abreast of what's going on as far as what the next fight's going to be. They're in the same pool we are. They're sitting here having conversations on their podcast the same way we're having conversations over here. And they're eliminating and they're crossing people off the list and process of elimination. And they're trying to figure it out the same way we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right, Clay?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the issue that I have. When Canelo was doing it with David Benavidez, the whole world screamed he ducking.
Mm-hmm.
David Benavidez deserves his opportunity. They in the same weight class.
Mm-hmm.
He fighting around David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
And we say Canelo is a duck.
He's a duck. It's a fact.
Right. So now Tank is fighting. How they're talking about it's a bigger fight out there for Tank. Where? This is a unification bout. In his own division. Hulk, now what's up, family? In his own division. This is a complete lateral move from Lomachenko. It's actually even better because people was complaining that Lomachenko was old and Tank is only picking him because Lomachenko's past his prime.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to fight an undefeated young Shakur Stevenson in the unification for the most prestige belt of them all, the WBA. So it will be the two belts that started boxing, the WBA and the WBC on the line. What better way to start a new chain of linealship?
And potentially the biggest fight of either one of these guys' career. This is a fight everybody wants to see from Tank. Y'all know it. This is the biggest fight everybody want to see from Tank. I don't care how boring or pillow-fisted or whatever words you want to describe and try to discredit this man, Shakur Stevenson. Whatever. This is the biggest fight. Everybody wants to see this fight, which is why I think it's legitimate. It could be a legitimate reason behind why the fight ain't happening now. Maybe they wanted to build up more. Maybe they want to save it for some other opportunity, some other space. I don't know. I don't know what the story is. But one thing I'm going to be consistent with telling you guys is if the fight ain't happening, it's because Tank don't want it yet. I don't care how you shave it. Understand I don't care. You're going to have to show me why I'm wrong. You're going to have to show me why I'm lying. If that fight ain't happening right now, it's purposely because Tank Davis in his plan does not want that fight right now. That's the only reason that fight ain't happening right now. And let me tell you, the people over there on Shakur's team and Eddie Hernan, they smart. They understand. Don't give this man an excuse. Do not give this face an excuse. No, we're not going to sign you right now. Don't worry. Eddie's like, don't worry. I'll just work for you. We'll work something out. I'll look for a fight for you, but you don't got to sign over here. They're keeping that boy free. They're keeping him open. He's sitting there on an interview on the zone with what's his name? I can't remember what their names are. You know, like, yes. And they're like, yo, what are you going to do? He's like, I don't know. They're like, come on, man. You talked to Eddie Hearn this week. Let us know. You going to sign? He's like, look, man, I don't know what I'm doing. What do you think he's waiting on, bro? What do you think he's sitting there doing right now? He's waiting on that call him Tank. He's not giving him an excuse.
Mr. Boxing Fanatics, the link is in the chat, bro. The link is in the chat.
What do you think he's waiting on? What do you think he's waiting on? He's keeping the line open, bro. He's not playing that game. He's not letting nobody off the hook. He's not giving you guys the excuse that you guys want to have. He's not.
Right. You can't, Clay, no matter how you slice it, you ain't gonna sit up here and try to justify Floyd. Hey, if you say that it's anything other than Tank, then don't tell me he's one of the faces of boxing it. I'm cool with that. But you cannot sit here and tell me he's one of the face of boxing. That's not going to happen. That can't happen. What's going on, brother? Can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Okay. Go ahead. What you wanted to say? Can you hear us? Yo.
You got a bad connection.
You might have to go out and come back in.
Yeah, it's quiet. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even hear you breathing, brother. Hope everything's okay over there. But
can you hear us? I don't know, man.
Yeah, he'll be back.
What's going on, my guy?
Hey, Blue, what's good?
Not much.
What's good?
But you can't smoke on the camera, great brother.
All right. Yo. Hey, look. That was me, the one that was hitting you up on Instagram.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying. I gotta find the YouTube changed this. They playing games, man. The way they changed this whole format, so I'm trying to figure out how to block and unblock people. It's just really ridiculous, man.
Look, I mean, I know, Blue. You know who I am. Like I said, I was doing on your channel when you and the historic team. I was back then like that when I first started looking at YouTube. I tell everybody, I started with your channel first. I ain't gonna front. I ain't been liking like some of the things, the way you've been moving. Even I can even go back to the day, you know, why you blocked me, like on some real shit. Like my bad for cursing, but I can go back to that day, you know, the reason why you blocked me. We was having a conversation, and I had a prediction. And I'm you know, like I said, I ain't gonna go on to say like you was in your feelings, because I could say we both was in our feelings. But at the end of the day, I want y'all to look at it this way too. I mean, I ain't gonna be bad on Shakur for taking that Catering fight, but y'all gotta look at it like this too. A day before Loma dropped out. Shakur was just on live with Kenny. I mean with
Coach Kenny.
Coach Kenny, and he was saying, why don't y'all push? Now I'm a boxing fan, so I pay attention to it all. So he's like, why don't y'all push Loma out the way and let me get in there?
Mm-hmm.
Just so everybody not looking at this part, maybe Loma, that's the reason why Loma jumped out. Maybe Loma want to see Tank and Shakur fight. Maybe when he saw that video, he said, you know what? All right, since he acting like he built like that, I don't got no problem stepping back. You know what I mean? Tank a hard fight for anybody, and we all know that. And maybe that was the case. I'm just saying. But we also got to look at this too. Like, we all got to take into consideration. Shakur did come out and say Tank. He did come out and say Tank and his team, they reached out to him. Like, we all been watching boxing for so long. When somebody reach out to you, that ain't what you could give us, make us stand on just that. Like, we can't just take that and say, and we got this whole story line made up now. We can't do that for him. Because when he came out and said his team reached out to him, everybody's mouth was watering like, what's next? What was said? You know what I mean? And we ain't going to sit here and lie. So Shakur left a bad taste in our mouth too. Tank been like this though. We all know that. Tank been like this. Tank remind me of Earl because they say something once in the blue, and when they say something, they make us figure it out. And I like that. You know what I mean? For real. But I'm never gonna say Tank ducking. I really think none of them faster than them or quicker, because we already know quicker and fast. You know, I don't think none of them faster or quicker. And Tank IQ is up there with him. But we all know this is the fight we want to see. But maybe they both, and this to kill everything. Maybe they both saying, you know what, we gonna fight. I had something lined up with Loma. Shakur, like, you know what, I did say I want to jump in there, but you know what, I want to get my feet wet first. I want to show everybody that I can be dominant. Maybe his next fight, maybe that's the reason why he picked it Catering. Like, I want to show everybody that I can step on the gas. Maybe Shakur is really taking this fight to show something, and Tank is like, you know what, I'm going to take me a fight in between two. Maybe that was the conversation. We all don't know. We can't just say that because he came out and said Tank reached out to him. It was more to that conversation than we all know. We can see him trying to act like.
But this is what happened, right? So Tank team reached out because I've talked to both people's teams involved. So Tank's team reached out to see if Shakur was truly interested. Shakur and his team is like, yeah. And it's like, okay, we'll get back to you. That was it. They ain't never get back. Shakur, I can tell you right now, Shakur is like, bro, send me the contract right now. Send me the contract right now. I ain't trying to hear Shakur's, this is what Shakur is at right now, right? Is in a take it or leave it position, right? I want the fight. I can't force the fight. So if you send me a contract to fight, I'm gonna fight right now. If you ain't interested in fighting, no problem. We're gonna eventually fight. I'll just move on with my career. That's where Shakur is at. The problem is Tank is in a position of power, so he don't have that luxury because, like Floyd Mayweather, like Canelo, heavy is the head that bears the crown. Like Canelo Alvarez, like Floyd Mayweather, when you in that position of power, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, when you assume that position, Roy Jones, right? You got to answer the bell. You asked for that. You signed up for that. You don't mind telling the world that you are him. You are in that position. Okay, so that comes along with responsibilities like anything else in life. So here's the thing. If you want a beautiful woman, you got to be able to take care of her. So you can't get a beautiful woman and then be like, hey, I told you I'm working at Walmart. No, you know what come along with it. You know she want the Birkins. You know she want the trips. You know she want the Gucci slides. You know you signed up for that. So
here's Blue. A beautiful woman ain't got nothing to do with that though, Blue.
No, you understand the example I'm getting, right? Is because again, when Tank take and say, listen, I'm him. I'm the cash. When he took the social media, he said, I'm the face, not Canelo. That's what he said. Okay, guess what? We hold Canelo accountable, bro. When you don't want to fight David Benavidez and you can make the fight with David Benavidez is in a lose-lose situation. He can't force Canelo to fight. Only thing he can do is call him out. But he got to resume his career. Just like David Benavidez, Shakur has to resume his career. So we can't be out here talking about. Nobody says David Benavidez is ducking Canelo.
Oh,
so
I've heard people say it.
Well, yeah, people try to create a narrative in defense. Yeah. but it's just ridiculous because when you Floyd Mayweather, right? You can pick and choose. Let me give y'all a little quick story. When Floyd fought hold on, check this out. When Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao, when he stepped out the locker room, out the ring, into the locker room, he called Al Heyman and he said, Kareem Mayfield or Andre Berto next, particularly Andre Berto. And I can tell you that from both sides, from Berto's side and from Kareem Mayfield's side. And guess what? Andre Berto had a fight already lined up. He was preparing for. And Andre Berto told Al, what you mean? I'm fighting X, Y, and Z. And Al said, not no more. Al said, not no more. You fighting Floyd. And guess what Andre Berto did? He fought Floyd. Because guess what? Floyd called the shots. So I don't mind. If you tell me that Tank don't do that, well, then don't tell me he the face. Because when you tell me you the face of boxing, I'm holding you accountable. Canelo said, yeah, hold on. Check this, right? Canelo go to, yeah, I can hear you. But check it, right? Canelo, check this out, Clay. Clay, check this out. Canelo go weight class to weight class calling shots.
Listen.
He go to 175 and said, hey, Bivol, you ain't fighting Better Be Even Undisputed. You fighting me.
Bivol, like, what are you talking about, man? I'm trying to, and then he get the phone call. Answer that. Canelo, answer that call, bro. They got to tell you something. Don't take my word for it. I'm telling you what you mean. You next. Don't take my word for it. Answer the phone.
Hey yo, but look, we can't act like we ain't see this happen before. Just recently. The only thing about it, one person. Wait, because look, right before Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fought, Terrence Crawford took a fight in between. Earl did tweet and say, I could have got a fight in between. So this is not. Wait, bro.
Not the same.
This is not
the same.
Wait, bro. It is somewhat the same because
no, it's
only
not.
thing about it, nobody didn't drop out of it. Blue. Come on, Blue. We look at boxing, man. Come on,
it's not the same. Let me tell you why. It's not the same. Let me tell you why it's not the same, right? Because they was in negotiations. Shakur ain't even get to that point yet. Tank ain't even invite him to the table. They was in negotiations. And then this is what happened. They didn't want to give Terrence Crawford what he offered. So they was going back and forth. And they didn't want to give Terrence Crawford what he offered. And Terrence Crawford gave them fair warning. Terrence Crawford said, bro, if you don't give me what I'm looking for, I'm going to fight this year.
You're right.
It's up to you. And they said, Al said, listen, we don't think you're worth this. So Terrence Crawford said, no problem. I'm going elsewhere. I'm going to stay active. I'll see you in a little while. That's the difference. Shakur ain't never even been invited to dinner. Let me get to the next one, Carl.
All right, let me say one more thing, man. That's it. You know, this is my first time being live with you. All this time I've been.
Do me a favor. Comment in the comment section so I can rent you up.
I can't comment. I've been commenting, like I told you, ever since that day. I've been commenting, but you haven't been seeing mine.
All right, I got you. But go ahead.
Word, but look, I just want to say one thing though. Like, maybe we all just jumping the gun. I think that this fight for both of them, with the money thing, I really think that Shakur is taking this fight to maybe go for a knockout or fight a little aggressive, like, or fight different than he did. Because taking two fighters off of back-to-back 2 losses and this other guy just got knocked out and he coming up in weight. So if that's the fight he's taking, so we don't know yet. But all I'm saying is that I don't even think it's that deep. I really think that they really gonna fight. It just, I think they said, you know what? You go fight somebody, I go fight somebody. We've seen this happen before.
Yeah,
and
but
just because we don't know it.
But that's the thing, though. That's only one-sided. Because Shakur ain't with that. Shakur, if right now they send Shakur, he don't have a choice. He's handicapped. So it's not up to Shakur that he's not in. He ain't got no choice. If Tank said, "Hey, bro, let's get 2 fights in between," Shakur like, oh, okay, what can he do? He can say, "Bro, nah, let's do this."
Yeah,
and Tank say, "I'm not doing it." There ain't nothing he can do. He handicapped. You feel me?
Nah, you right. But that's all I wanted to say. Like on some real. But yo, like I said, it might just be just that though. You know what I mean? Because I can't see Tank ducking.
But that's
skills,
the
power,
thing.
Everything to be ducking somebody.
I
can't see it.
That's the
and
thing,
Claymore
right?
and Blue, you know.
But that's the thing. We don't want to believe it. But the it's just the facts is in front of us.
And can I just say this, Carl? Can I get you to answer this question? Whose responsibility is it to make this fight? He's not there. He's frozen.
I think
because that's the question that I think it's very simple. If this fight isn't happening right now, in the chat, everybody who's watching, if this fight isn't happening right now, whose fault is it? Who gets the responsibility to make this fight happen? That's all I'm asking. And if it's Tank's responsibility, if it's his privilege, if it's his responsibility as an A side to make this fight happen, and this fight hasn't happened yet, I'm not trying to call him a duck, but I'm only using your own, giving you some of your own medicine. You're calling the man who's the B side, who has no power to make this fight, a duck, right? Because he's entertaining doing something else. He hasn't signed to Eddie with Matchroom. He hasn't told Tank to go kick rocks. He hasn't turned down a contract. He's looking at other fights, and you guys have focused your energy on calling this man a duck when he doesn't have the power to make this fight. If Tank has the power to make the fight, and he hasn't sent a contract yet, and you guys want to use that term loosely, duck, who is the duck in this conversation?
I'm not. I wouldn't be calling either one of them a duck, to be honest.
Well, I'm speaking to the people, right? We're speaking to the people who are using the word the duck, right? Just specifically to them. I'm sure you're not. So
no, that's why I was agreeing with you, Clay. But Blue, my thing is this: what is your insinuation? Are you insinuating Tank is ducking?
No, I'm flat out telling you he's ducking.
Okay, so you saying he ducking based on what?
Based on not serving that man a contract, and he's in a position of power to send him the contract. And this is a man that. Hold on. Let me finish. You asked me a question. So did he say that Shakur's on his list of fighters, a 6 fights short list that he has, and Shakur's one of the fighters, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. He also said that he wants to unify the division and become undisputed. Now,
absolutely.
Right? He also said he don't want to go to 140. So now this is a lateral move. And he reached out, his team reached out to see if Shakur was interested, and Shakur said yeah, and he never came back to the table.
So why didn't Shakur reach back out to them?
What is Shakur going to reach back out and do what?
And see what's up with him. What do you mean? He could say, I reached back out to Tank's team. Tank's team is not responding to me. I feel like he's ducking me. Don't he be on Twitter doing that?
Okay, but he don't. Let me ask you a question.
No, answer that. Don't he be on Twitter doing that?
I'm going to answer it for you. It's widely known that you cannot contact Tank and do anything. He contacts you, right? When you go buy a Lamborghini, you can't contact them. They contact you, right? So you know you cannot contact Tank and do what? It's a waste of time. That's number one.
He couldn't contact Al.
And do what?
He got his number.
And
try
do
to
what?
figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but
if we can make a fight.
But here's the thing. The question why are we putting it on Shakur? Why isn't Tank doing it?
I'm not putting it on Shakur. I'm putting it on both.
Why does Shakur? Well, if I told you I'm interested,
both, let's be real.
Yeah, if I told you I'm interested, why do I have to continue? You ever heard this phrase? When a person wants to do something, they'll put their best foot forward and show you that they want to do it.
Absolutely.
Right? If Tank really wanted to do it, he would pursue it. When he wanted to fight Lomachenko, right now, did he hesitate to put his best foot forward? Did he tell the world he wanted to fight Lomachenko before he even fought Frank Martin?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
He told us he wanted to. So why does Shakur have to go above and beyond? That tells me you don't really want to fight that man.
How is that going above and beyond, bro? You reaching back out and seeing what's going on.
Loma didn't have to do that. Why does Shakur have to do it?
What do you mean? Why do we have to do it? If he wants to fight, you can't say someone is ducking. So if that's the case, why? Hold on. So why is Shakur not coming out right now calling to take a duck? Then?
Because what does he gain from that? But people criticize him.
No, he did it before. So no, we're not doing that. What did he come? Why he not calling to take a duck right now?
He's telling you, tell your favorite, because maybe listen to this. He don't want to, because Shakur don't want to push the food off the table.
He did it before. What are we talking about?
But he did it before with who?
With Tank. Bro, you don't remember him making an interview saying that your beef is not with Floyd, it's with me? Why are you ducking?
Right. So he did it already then. And where did that get him?
So why he not doing it right now? Because you said he did it.
I got it. He did it. He did it multiple times. He already called Tank a duck multiple times. Where is he going with that? You know the definition. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So maybe he's changing his approach.
You making excuses.
Okay, bro. How am I making it? Listen, you cannot make excuses for facts, bro. These are facts. I can show you. Hold on, I can show you, like you can show me multiple occasions where Shakur is saying that Tank don't want to fight, right?
Exactly. But why is he not doing it now?
Can you show me now? Hold on. Can you show me multiple interviews where Tank is saying Shakur don't want to fight?
What you said? Can I say show you multiple interviews there? Say that again. It broke up.
Can you show me where Tank is saying Shakur doesn't want to fight?
Tank ain't talking right now.
But when he wants to talk, he talks for specific things, so you can't pick and choose. So he's picking and choosing when he wants to be active with who he wants to be active with.
That's a fact.
You mad about it? So you mean to call? You mean to tell me you obviously it was never so without it being a contract on the table, duck it.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, bro.
Negotiations though.
Let me ask you a question.
So what Roma did was ducking.
Let me ask you a question. If let's say it's you and another gentleman is pursuing a woman, right? She says she's interested in both of you guys, right? Now she texting him and calling him. You got to text her and call her. Who is she interested in?
She's more interested. You just said she's interested in both of us. So what?
Bro, okay, I'm asking you, who is she more interested in?
I get what you said.
Right. Okay.
So if she's more interested in him,
right? She's the prize, right?
Absolutely.
Right. She's the prize. In this case, Tank is the prize. So Tank is choosing where you can't force her to do anything.
So that means y'all. Hold on. So that means y'all two got two different arguments there. Because you calling him a duck. Clay said he's not calling him a duck.
Well, Clay has his own.
Right. I choose not to call him a duck. But what I'm saying is, if somebody's going to be called a duck in the conversation, there's only one person who can actually be called it, because there's only one person who can make the fight happen. I'm not calling him a duck. Listen, when it comes to boxing, it's very difficult for me to call somebody a duck. I don't do it very easily. But I am speaking against the whole idea of coming anywhere near calling Shakur Stevenson a duck.
I would never call him a duck.
Calling any B-side fighter a duck is ridiculous, because the only way that I like Frank Martin, I'm gonna tell y'all, I call him a duck. Why? Because he agreed to something and then he changed his mind. You know what I'm saying? And decided not to do it. He got an offer, he supposedly accepted, or his team accepted, and he moved on. I called him a duck in the Shakur Stevenson situation. But in this situation, I'm okay with Tank not wanting to fight Shakur right now for whatever reasons, whether it's business, whether it's I don't know. I think to what you might be saying, Painful, is maybe they've had a conversation and they both agreed to not fight right now. Maybe that's happened.
What I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's very possible. But we're speaking to the narrative that's getting spoken to. Now, Blue chooses to call it a duck, and I think I'll be honest with you, I think he's really, shooting shots at these fans out here who are trying to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Shakur just did an interview, and in the interview he just did, right? He said, "I will fight Tank tomorrow If he wants to fight tomorrow,
100%.
if he wants to fight the 2 fights away, if he wants to fight 3 fights away, so Shakur is not choosing. This is not an option for him.
Is there? So you talk about that?
Right. So Shakur is not. This ain't an option for him. He's saying, bro, if Tank signs, whenever Tank wants to do it. If he want to do it next, we could do it next. If he want to do it in 2 fights, we could do it in 2 fights. So he's letting you know, and he's letting Tank know, we can dance right now. And he's a network promotional free agent. It's an easier fight to negotiate business-wise than Lomachenko.
So let me ask you a question, Blue. So based on that logic, so say for instance, if Shakur come back and fight Cordina, what you gonna say about him?
Why am I criticizing Shakur Stevenson when he don't have
What do you mean? So he couldn't go after no other champion. He's going after somebody that got knocked out in their last fight.
That's what we're not going to do. No. Let me stop you, bro. See, this is what we want to do. You want to kick up dust on Shakur because Tank ain't doing what he's supposed to do. No. It don't matter what Shakur. I don't care if Shakur fight the little green man on the moon next. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because he's trying to fight the absolute best there is to offer, and dudes ain't giving him the opportunity. So I don't care what he does, because he's for us. He's trying to do what's best for us and his legacy. And these dudes ain't trying to. So. What you mean? He negotiated with Devin. He thought he was worth more. Devin thought he wasn't, and they went about.
Did Devin duck him?
No, Devin didn't duck him. I said that already. So what I'm saying to you is this, though. What I'm saying is this. Why? Okay, let me ask you in a different sport, right? If Michael Jordan called himself the best ever, and he said, "Hey, bro, I want to play 1-on-1 with LeBron. I want to play 1-on-1 with Kevin Durant. I'm still the best from my era in this era." And they like, no, we ain't gonna play you. We ain't gonna play you. So then he plays against Devin Booker, and we like, man, he should be playing against this. No, hell no. I'm not doing that because he's trying to play against. He's trying to. No, y'all want Shakur to run the damn gauntlet and don't want to hold Tank accountable.
I'm not. I said I wasn't gonna call neither one of them a duck, depending on what they next move.
Okay, so it don't matter. Why does it matter to you? Listen, why does it matter to you if Shakur fights Cordina? He got to stay active. He got to put food on his table. So again, like I said this. I would much rather him fight Edwin De Los Santos, but because this dude is trying to fight Williams Zepeda, he's trying to fight Tank Davis, he's trying to fight Lomachenko, and ain't none of these dudes stepping up to the plate. I don't care who he fight next.
So this right there. So just last week, you just made a video saying that if you can't get the Shakur fight, then what fight would be okay with Tank then?
Dennis Baranchyk.
You said Dennis Baranchyk. So you don't care about Shakur going after another champion. He just fight whoever you want to fight.
I said the same. Listen. I just said I'm not criticizing him because he's trying to fight the best. So therefore, if he can fight, I'm telling you, I'm not criticizing him for fighting Joe Cordina. I don't care because I know he's trying to fight Williams Zepeda, who just told him I ain't fighting you next. He's trying to fight Lomachenko, who said I'm not going to fight you. He's trying to fight Tank Davis, who ain't even responding.
Okay,
so now I'm just going to put food on my table. Okay, go put food on your table. That's it. That's it. That's all. So now, when Tank's, like I said, if Tank don't want to fight Shakur, cool. Like I said, but okay, if you're going to unify the belts against Dennis Baranchyk, I'm cool with that. Because he said he wanted to be undisputed, and eventually he got to fight Dennis Baranchyk anyway. So if that's your plan, just tell us that's your plan. I'm gonna go get this belt from Dennis Baranchyk. Right, because then, like I said the other day, it's somewhat anti-climaxing. So I can understand that. If you fight Shakur and Lomachenko, and then the last piece of the puzzle is Dennis Baranchyk, it's kind of a bummer.
So my thing is, so by him not telling us what his moves is, that's why he ducked.
Yeah, because if you're not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson and you telling us, okay, let me ask you a question. Is Dennis Baranchik on his hit list?
Because this is my thing. Regardless of the fact,
Is Dennis Baranchik on his hit list?
Blue, this is why I'm at with it. No matter what the situation is, in order to become undisputed at 135, he's going to have to go see Shakur. So whether he's fighting him next or in 2025, bro, that fight has to happen. You can't call nobody a duck when it's not a contract on the table.
Okay, so
neither one.
Hold on. Why isn't there a contract on the table?
We don't know.
Stop. Ain't a contract on the table because Tank ain't put one there.
Yeah, that's a fact. Come on, man.
Man, bro, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, bro.
Bro, this one.
Painful. Come on, painful. Let me ask you a question. If you owe painful, if you're buying something in the store and you got $5 in your pocket and the thing costs $5, if the thing don't get paid for, why didn't it get paid?
I couldn't even hear you. Repeat that, bro.
If you're buying something that costs $5 and you have and you're the one who wants to buy it and the $5 is in your pocket, what's the only reason that it ain't get bought?
Because you ain't paid for it.
Period.
That's so if there ain't a contract on the table.
Bro, Tank Davis is the one with the power to send the contract out, and the contract hasn't been sent out yet. Why hasn't?
We all know this from being boxing fans, bro. It's more than just sending a contract out, bro.
No, it starts there. Stop it. Yeah, I agree with you. There might be some moving parts, but the beginning of the process is the contract, bro. The beginning is the offer. You know that, bro.
We don't know what the situation is behind it. We don't know who could be blocking the fight from happening. Just like the situation with Earl.
It don't matter. Listen. Okay, so listen. So then, don't tell me that Tank is the face of boxing. Then,
yeah, because what you're saying is he got bosses to answer to, bro. Canelo ain't going through this.
Canelo don't go through that.
That's cool. Hey, Blue. Just because you believe that, don't mean the whole world that buys his fight don't believe that, bro. That's the difference. I'm just saying the difference between what Canelo and what you're talking about.
Paid in full. Paid in full. Show me a fight that Canelo wanted that didn't get made because of politics.
Show you a fight that Canelo cherry picks all his.
I didn't ask you what he cherry picked. He chose that. I said, show me a fight that Canelo wanted that didn't get made because of politics.
My thing, we criticizing a man. We don't even know what fight he's even
taking. Show me a fight a Canelo wanted that didn't get made. Show me a fight. Hold on. Show me a fight that Floyd made that wanted and didn't get made.
Bro, that's like. They haven't even announced his next opponent, and we cooking the nigga. We calling him a duck.
It's not about cooking him. It's really cooking y'all, respectfully. It's the fact
I'm in agreement with you. I don't feel like neither one of them is ducking, bro.
Yeah, but if there's gonna be a duck,
you don't want to agree with me because you don't want to hold Tank accountable.
Right.
Okay.
That's why.
Is it Tank's responsibility?
Right. But then that means you can't say right. If you're not agreeing with him, you said you're not calling either one of them a duck either.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, are you holding Tank? I'm not calling him a duck. What I'm saying is, why haven't you said, this is what I want to know. Why haven't you said that the reason this fight is not happening is because of Tank? I'm not talking about duck. Duck is a word that's between you and Blue. What I'm saying to you is, whose responsibility is it to make this fight happen?
And I agree with you on that.
Which is, what do you agree with me on? Who?
But then when he bring up,
whose responsibility is to make this fight?
Both.
No,
just
it's
like
not.
Bud and EJ. Both. Just like Bud and EJ.
All right,
okay, my bad. Whose responsibility is it to send the contract?
You see, this is
the problem is.
This is typical of fans that do not want to hold their favorite fighters or fighters in high regard accountable. You refuse to tell the world the obvious. Bro, paid in full. You refuse to tell the world the obvious. Clay, ask him again.
Let me ask you this. Who's
I'm gonna say the same thing. I
no,
put that shit on both fighters. No different than
who's responsible? No, I'm gonna ask you a
they,
question that you can't go 50-50.
hear that, bro?
Whose
Boxing fans are
responsibility
hilarious,
is
man.
it to send the contract? How about that?
Both.
Sorry, I'm at work, bro. It's like it's breaking up.
No,
Oh man, stop it, man.
Stop it, bro. Whose responsibility is it to send the contract, the offer?
Bro, why would I? I'm literally at work. Why would I lie, bro?
Come
Bro,
on,
you heard what he said. You heard what he said, and you can answer that.
Yeah,
whose responsibility is it to send the contract? All right, my great brother, we appreciate you.
Salute, brother.
They refuse, bro.
That got quiet.
Hey, they gonna refuse, bro. This is typical behavior to not want to hold a fighter accountable. You take a cop out.
100%, Blue.
You would cop out.
And the whole entire duck situation, it's an extreme for an extreme. It's a response to it's a reaction in the defense because you guys are doing this. So if this is the rules you want to play by, we gonna play by your rules,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And Clay can have it. His stance is, I'm not gonna go that extreme with it because I understand if Tank is just being political or there's another plan in place, which I completely understand. My stance is harder because I'm like, no, you have a list of fighters that you said you sticking to, and that you said he's on the list, he's on the list, he's on the list. I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm going to hold you accountable to that, not to waver.
He said Claymore worse than A-Side. Shout out to A-Side, bro.
Because this is the problem, right, Clay? Here's the problem that I have with it, right? When he was with Floyd Mayweather, I was okay with him saying, okay, I'm going to follow their plan. But now you're not with him. And you said that you standing on your own, he was the reason for you not making these fights. Now you in a position of power. Now I'm going to hold you accountable. All other things are removed. Showtime is not even in the business. So we can't even say the Showtime don't want to do business with Top Rank or HBO or ESPN or whatever. They're not even in the business. You got the most flexibility of your career. You in the highest position of power you ever been. So if I'm going to hold Canelo accountable as one of the faces of the sport of boxing, because there's very few, I'm going to hold Tank accountable. It's the same way David Benavidez. Canelo, he's in your division. You are dancing around that man.
100%.
Right? For one, they told us, we was told every day up until Devin Haney, before he lost to Ryan Garcia and that fight happened, every single day, it was that Devin Haney was at 140. Devin Haney ducked Tank because he moved up in weight. Devin Haney gained 25 pounds. Devin Haney too big. It was 1,000 excuses why he ain't fighting Devin Haney. Well, now Shakur's in your division. Bro ain't even, you've been in the division longer than he has. He got a whole belt in the division. And he's not missing weight, and he's on your hit list. Lomachenko is on the hit list. He took himself off the list. I didn't have a problem. I never came on here and complained. You know this, Tiger. You know this, Clay. I didn't come on here and complain when he was fighting Loma.
Yep.
I had no problem with it. But Loma took himself off, and I held Loma accountable. Lomachenko ducked. He took himself off the list. He talking about he ain't ready. You did all this talking on social media how Tank was a Twitter fighter. He's the best Twitter boxer. He was ducking you. And now Tank is in position, and I gave Tank nothing but credit because I said the moment he got out of position where he loosened up from Floyd, he got in position to have the call the shots. He said, give me Lomachenko.
Big facts.
And he removed the roadblocks of ESPN and Bob Arum. No, they was in negotiations before he even had a fight. And remember this, right, guys? And I'll let you keep going, Clay. But remember this. Remember when Terrence Crawford and Canelo and Errol Spence were negotiating and everybody jumped on me? Oh, how was Terrence Crawford negotiating with two separate people at the same time.
Right.
That means he was backdooring Errol.
Right.
Okay, well, Tank was negotiating with Lomachenko before he even fought Frank Martin.
Big facts.
He announced the Ryan Garcia fight before he even fought Hector Garcia and announced the Hector Garcia fight.
Big facts.
So now we always gotta loosen up. Well, it's Tank, but now it got to be some other reason. What other reason is there?
Mm-hmm.
And now we instead of us holding him accountable, we want to say it's equal accountability.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And then he said, why Shakur ain't calling him out? He even took that route multiple times. And then now Shakur just did an interview and he said, listen, they said, you want to fight Tank? He said, man, I'll fight Tank tomorrow. I'll fight him next week. I'll fight him 2 fights from now. Whenever he is ready to fight and whenever he wants to fight is when I'll fight him. If Shakur Stevenson is bluffing, call his bluff.
That's the only way. That's the only thing that makes sense. Period.
Yeah, because you are in the position of power. When you choose to be in that position and you want to tell the world you are in that position. If you want to tell the people you are okay, to give you guys an example, and I know you gentlemen know this. I call the shots in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that means I gotta I gotta go make sure every day I go get this food because my wife gonna be like, you want to be the shot caller.
Church.
I can't come home and be like, well, yeah, today you take ain't no days off.
Nah, bro. We eat every day. We hungry every day.
Every day.
Every day we hungry.
So I assume this position. I assume this position, and there's for every action there's a reaction.
Talk about it.
So guess what? There's responsibilities that comes with that.
Big facts.
So when we want to say, well, you or Shakur gonna fight Cordina, I don't care who he fight because he's trying to put himself in position to be the king.
Period.
And the king ain't trying to oblige by it.
Respect it, man.
Right. So there's no way. I don't care what Shakur does now. He got to put food on his table, and he can't get Williams Zepeda. He can't get Tank Davis. He can't get Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm.
These are the top dogs in his division.
Period.
Let him fight Baranchik.
Right. Am I against? There's another one. I forgot. Thank you, Tiger. Dennis Baranchik don't want to fight him.
Bob ain't gonna let that happen.
Bob don't. And then Baranchik, Isaac Cruz said he's a runner. Baranchik is saying that he gonna fight Keyshawn Davis. Like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not what I said, and I'll say this again to the heavens. I would love for him, since he don't have nothing else set, to fight a rematch Edwin Del Santos and erase that quote unquote bad taste that everybody had in their mouth with that fight. That's the only thing I have. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I would suggest. If he want to fight Joe Cordina, I don't care, because all these other dudes that call themselves the king of this division ain't trying to shake. It's the same thing that Devin Haney was going through in this division. Mm-hmm. And we want to continue to give the people in position of power the benefit of the doubt. No.
It's crazy. It's really like fans that do that. Like Tank fans, you like dude that was on the fight. I say he a boxing fan. You a Tank fan because
right, exactly.
He's
right. There's no way you can sit here and tell me, oh, both of them is at fault.
Yeah, that's nonsense. That's 100% nonsense. And and if you're still watching the show, respect you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure outside of this conversation, because you got a lot of Tank fans outside of a Tank conversation talk sense. They be talking sense. Great people to talk with. But when it comes to this conversation, you guys get very foggy brained when it comes to answering the most simplest questions. That's why even if I sit here and I say Blue is calling him a duck, and I'm saying I'm just not going to do that. That's just my choice. But don't get it twisted. If you can't at least acknowledge whose responsibility it is to send the contract, then this is what Blue's speaking to. This is why you get in the duck talk. This is why the conversation turns into the extreme that you think it turns into, because you guys are being ridiculous. Yeah. So we don't have to just we just gonna have to hit you hard as hell. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Just to make a point.
And think about this, right, Clay? So then you say, and they trolling. When I went viral with Tank, I said I think Shakur could beat you. I'm standing on what my business. That's a fight I want to see.
Period.
He said I cracked Shakur. Shakur, easy work. You on my list. Remember, at one point in time, see, I don't forget these things.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, after that conversation, what did he tell Shakur? You know what? After this fight with Rolly, I'm going back to 130 to fight Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
And then turned around. Well, I can't make the weight, so I ain't going down there. Now Shakur in your division.
Mm-hmm.
And we still got to wait? Why?
It's a lot of receipts that his fans and all that don't understand that have been put out there. Like,
can we at least get a Tank don't want to fight Shakur right now? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, why can't we get those type of answers? Tank don't want to fight Shakur right now. Shout out to Luis Melendez in the chat who said, he said, yeah, Blue. And as good as Shakur is, don't you think he's a final boss fighter, not a sub-in fighter? I'm okay with that. All right, Shakur is a better fighter. He's a kind of fighter that you don't just take. You got to prepare. You ain't ready to fight him right now. You plan on fight. All these things is okay. But you guys got to stop putting the pressure on the B-side fighter. You guys constantly do this. Throw the B-side fighter in the blender and say he's not sitting still long enough. He shouldn't fight nobody else but that fighter. He should be asking for the fight more. He should be doing what when he don't give out contracts? He should be moving along with his career.
And another thing is
only Tank and Canelo fans do that.
Yeah. And another thing is, if that's the case, then then you got to tell me that you believe that Tank believed that Shakur is better than Lomachenko.
Talk about it, man. What's wrong with admitting that? What's the problem?
So he can't tell the world that they all on the same level.
His coach pretty much said it for us, though. I mean, they was adamant for the Lomachenko fight. As soon as the Shakur fight came, you seen them talking about contracts. Oh, he boring. Oh, this, oh, that. We don't like the fight. I mean, this coach pretty much said it. They don't like the fight for a reason.
And let me say this, too, right? And salute to Naeem Amir. Let me get these super chats out of the way. Salute to Naeem Amir, brother in the super chat. He said, it's a duck 100. Put Loma face on Cora and get it done. Facts. That's where I'm at. Loma's a southpaw. Shakur is southpaw. Loma can't. They say Shakur can't punch. Loma's slick. Loma athletic. He a southpaw. They got similarities.
Loma
got more problems.
Yeah, he ain't just knocking people out though. Neither he outboxing them.
Right, he outboxing and frustrating them. But that's what I'm saying. It sounds good. And here's another thing, right? Remember this when Errol said when Errol made the comment that with Terrence Crawford, I'm just gonna wait and get all these belts, and then I see Terrence Crawford last. Oh, everybody jumped on Errol, didn't they?
Yep.
Oh, Errol ducking.
Mm-hmm.
So now it ain't Tank ain't ducking because that's what Errol was called.
Anthony Joshua was ducking too. Remember?
Anthony Joshua was ducking.
He ducked Wilder for years, about 2 years.
Right.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
There was no excuses. There was no collecting the belts. There was none of that nonsense. I mean, nobody. It was listen, man. You got the power to make the fight. You ain't making the fight happen. Accountability. Boom. Right over your head.
Accountability. Max Gaming, brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco. He said Tank probably trying to wait to fight them last because it might make more money. Cause it's his last fight or second to last fight, Devin or something. And I don't have a problem with that. But don't make it seem like it's Shakur fault or Devin fault.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. How his fans put everything off on the other side. He's never wrong. I don't like that.
Right. If you got a plan, cool.
Look at Silver Surf. Shakur energy ain't the same. He got words and tweets for everybody but Tank. Now y'all mad he ain't saying Tank's name. A couple months ago, y'all was like, all you do is cloud chasing, call Tank out. Everything y'all do, y'all saying Tank's name. Kenny Ellis said, can you please give it 365 days and not say Tank's name? Now you guys in the tweets going, Shakur whole energy change. He got tweets for everybody but Tank. You ain't never going to be happy, bro.
Right. So Shakur got to go out his way. Lomachenko ain't call him out. Was Lomachenko on social media calling Tank name?
Shit, I don't think Frank Martin called him out. Hector
Frank Martin, nobody.
None of them called him out.
So then Shakur says, all right, well, that plan ain't working. Let me take this approach, and now that's a problem. Come on, man.
The thing is, if Shakur was calling out Tank and Tank didn't want to fight, they'll come up with another excuse. If Shakur,
they're gonna come up exactly.
If Shakur was to not be fighting Cordina or whoever next was just sitting around, they'll make an excuse for that.
Right. They're gonna tell us now it's because see, he always planned to fight Cordina. Man, stop the nonsense, man.
Y'all gotta go somewhere with it, bro. How about Silver Surf? I like you, bro. Ryan Garcia did everything to make the fight. Right. Yeah. He signed a rehydration clause, went and did some crazy catchweight fight, got a rib injury, got hit in the ribs and didn't get up. Yes, that's what Shakur should do. He should follow the Ryan Garcia blueprint. And this is another thing I want to just to add to this. Guys, options are a great thing, right? Options is such a beautiful thing, man. It's just the checks and balances that comes with options that make everything. At this point, when Tank has decided to put this list out and says he has a list of fighters, Tank is in a new chapter in his career. This chapter of the career is called I Want to Fight Somebody. Y'all not used to it. I get it, because Tank don't call out nobody, right? Tank don't call out nobody, but he's in a new chapter. This is called I Want to Fight Somebody, this chapter. And in this chapter, negotiations comes to the table. Tank should give a call to Errol Spence and ask him, how in the hell did you go through this when you were making a fight with Terrence? Because when you guys were trying to break Terrence down and say he had no market value and that he should take what was given to him, and Terrence showed you, like Loma kind of is showing Tank a little bit, that I don't got to do nothing, bro. You want to fight me? You need to remember you want to fight me too, bro. You need to remember you want to fight me too, dog. So when you talk to me and I come to the table, talk to me nice. You're going to be the A side. Well, ain't no doubt about it. Maybe it won't be a 50-50 split, but all this, you going to take what I'm going to give to you, or we going to keep it moving? Well, you know what? Keep it moving then. Now what? Keep it moving then. I'm straight. I'm going to go kick it with my wife in Ukraine. You keep it moving then.
And check this out too, Clay. There's another thing people are forgetting. Tank was on board from the very beginning with fighting Ryan Garcia. When Floyd and Oscar was trying to set that up as the new version of their fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Tank was on board with that fight from the very beginning. So when people saying Ryan went above it, Ryan did not. Remember, Tank when Ryan was the one that kept pulling out the Tank fight. No Diddy. Remember that? When Ryan said, I'm not going to fight Tank. I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yeah.
Yeah. He kept, and then remember he came back, he said, okay, I'm fighting Tank. And then he pulled out again, well, I got to deal with his mental health issues.
Right.
And then he pulled back out. Then he came back and he said, I need some tune-up fights. That Ryan was pulling out.
You're right.
And Tank was what Tank? Tank was very vocal about fighting Ryan Garcia. Right now, when it comes to Shakur and Devin, he is not. He did more talking about Devin after Devin lost than he did to fight Devin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Calvin and Kenny know, man. I mean, like they said, they've been in the gym with them dudes since they was kids. They know something we don't know. I mean, I'm going to continue to say that.
They know that it's going to be a competitive fight.
Yeah,
they understand that. People want to believe that it's just going to be a lay down and please. No, bro. Everybody has understanding, just like you're saying, my brother, that they have an understanding of what's in front of them and they're not taking it lightly. Because if they were taking it lightly, Shakur would have got the contract 24 hours after Lomachenko backed out of that fight with Tank.
And check this out. And let me tell y'all this. Hold on. Salute to Vega, the headbuster, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco. Honestly, in super chat, if Shakur was fighting Tank, he wouldn't be taking any other fights. Hashtag facts. People need to stop cheerleading and listen. He still got to eat. Right. He can't say what he going. He gotta. They want these dudes to stay idle and just be at these other fighters' beck and call. Benavidez goes and fight. Oh, if he really wanted to fight Canelo, he would have stayed at one. Bro, what? How do I? This is how I feed my family. Darius Gill, y'all brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco.
Just don't make sense.
Honest in the super chat, he said the catalyst for negotiations to start is a rough draft and contract, plain and effing simple. Right? Why we acting, bro? We once when it becomes to our favorite fighters, not sending the contracts, we want to make it Chinese arithmetic.
Crazy,
right? But when it's, bro, how hard was it, Clay, to get Frank Martin on the phone or Lomachenko?
Not hard at all. I don't even think there was any negotiation involved. And he just told them we was fighting.
Right.
We fighting. And they were like, say less, King. By the way, how much am I making?
And let me say this too, right? Here's another thing that gets overlooked. If you go back and look at the interviews, Coach Calvin has never been on board with Tank fighting Shakur. Never. Ever. Kenny has. Remember, every time he's asked about Shakur, Coach Calvin be like, man, no. Kenny is like, no, Shakur. Remember, they did that interview. They were sitting on the ring together. 100%. And Calvin was like, no, Shakur ain't that guy, this, and this. And Kenny was like, I'm not going to say that. I think Shakur's the dude. He's the fight I want to see. That's the biggest fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Calvin understands stylistically. Calvin has a vision stylistically of the kind of fights he likes to see Tank in. And he speaks to it in a way where he's not really hiding his hand. He's keeping it 100 on how he feels, but the fans don't interpret or process what he's saying correctly. They don't see him keeping it 100 to say stylistic. Even if you want to say Shakur Stevenson is going to make the fight boring, that's credit you're giving to Shakur. For him to have the ability to make the fight boring is a skill set that, even as nice as Tank is, he can't change it. You got to understand what that means, bro. That's respect without giving respect, right? That's like saying that no matter what Tank, no matter how nice, how many fighters have fought a boring fighter and made the fight not boring? Showed you like there's the levels of this game. Kenny is on another side of a conversation where he's like, yo, Tank gonna get that boy out of there inside of 6 rounds. He gonna try to make it boring, but Tank just gonna get him. I already know it. But Calvin's like, listen, bro, I'm glad you feel that way. I don't want Tank looking bad. I don't want Tank looking like Boots did when he fought Karen, right? Mm-hmm. Shout out to Boots, respect to him, but people were upset with Boots in that fight because Karen was able to get away from Boots anytime Boots tried to cut the ring off. Boots was having a hard time cutting the ring off. He doesn't want Tank to be involved in a fight that looks like that. Isaac Cruz said the same thing. Why did he turn the fight down with Shakur? Because he didn't want to get neutralized. He didn't want to be in a fight to where he couldn't compete because the guy's skill set was completely blowing him away.
There you go.
But you guys don't listen. You guys want to hear with the other ear. You guys want to hear with the other ear. You don't want to hear with the right ear.
That's why they cater to what Kenny says, because Kenny, in my opinion, has more confidence in Tank winning this fight than Calvin does.
Yeah.
Kenny is of the belief, I don't care who Calvin says it, but he's studying. He's like, this could be difficult. Like you said, I believe Calvin believes Tank is going to win, but he believes it can make him look bad.
It's work. It's work. We're going to have to come up with a strategy. We're going to have to practice and do new things in the gym that we haven't had to do. We're going to have to win this round by round. We ain't going to be able to take no rounds off and take the first 4 rounds off and get them out of there in the 6th. We're going to have to win those rounds in the beginning. Just like Terrence did when he fought Errol Spence. He turned up immediately. Boom, southpaw, it's on. We taking rounds now. We're not doing what we normally do. We're going to process data for 30 seconds, not 3 rounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Salute to Vega, the headbuster brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said Claymore isn't using the term, but stating the obvious. Who holds the cards? Right. Salute to the General 78 Sports TV in the building, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. All Facts Blue dropped the link. Y'all, I put it in the chat already, General. Yeah, they sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Big Herm brother in the super chat dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. Let's be honest. Smell duckish. Also, Tank team saying for weeks they don't want that fight. Seems like Tank not ready for Shakur.
Clay said
not right now.
Clay said it right, man. Shakur can neutralize Tank and make him almost look basic, you know, because his style, and that's difficult. Like Kenny don't care. Calvin don't want to see that for Tank, because we can say he think he gonna win, but he knows a chance he can lose if it's like that. He knows he can lose if Tank don't get that one punch off. It's all about muscle, what they call it, muscle memory. Tank ain't used to coming out dominating the first couple of rounds. It's gonna be difficult for him to do that with Shakur.
Period.
I mean, and if he don't do that and Shakur really lock into his defense and he take off them first few rounds, Tank trying to play catch up, he gonna lose.
That's a whole different conversation now. Now Shakur can walk you into a whole lot. Let me tell you guys something else. This whole power thing is an interesting conversation, right? Because people like to say that Shakur don't got power. Shakur got timing. Let me tell you, you think you badass. Maybe you could run into the wall twice, maybe 4 times. But eventually, you're going to run into that wall, and you're going to need to take a break from running into that wall, bro. Trust me. You might have to take a knee. A wall is a wall, bro. However you want to paint it, a wall is a wall. You ain't just going to keep running into a damn wall. My son, my child, 16, 7, when he was like 5, if I ain't just going to let this kid punch me in the face back to back.
Eventually it starts to take a toll.
Just because he ain't powerful, bro. No, bro. He could pop my lip. He could hurt my nose. He could put bruises on my face. And eventually he could make me have to take a timeout, bro, and stop these punches from happening, bro. So you guys keep thinking like Shakur don't got that one punch power that there's no way for him to translate what he does into effective power. People said that about Mayweather, right? But when you look at him fighting Manny Pacquiao threw less punches against Mayweather than anybody else ever fought. Why? Because he was running into stuff that he said, I'm not going to keep running into that tonight. Miguel Cotto, ask him. I'm not going to keep running into that tonight. This is a problem for me.
Ex-fighters that fought Paulie Malignaggi, did they just keep just walking through Paulie Malignaggi?
Nah. After a while, it becomes an issue.
Right.
After a while, you need to stop getting hit, bro.
I mean, y'all know that there's a method, and I'm gonna try to make it as clean as possible. We all know this method, where you lay down and there's a drop of water in your forehead in one spot, right? Mm-hmm. That one drop eventually, right? That method, and I'm gonna say the method.
Yeah, it's like a Chinese torture method or something,
exactly, right? And eventually, that one drop of water, bing, bing, it does 2 things eventually. It's just a drop of water on your forehead.
Mentally.
But eventually, mentally, the sound starts to bother you.
Right.
And it starts to drive you up the wall. And 2, when you hit a certain thing in a certain spot, continuously, it softens the spot. It eventually starts to go through. So it may not, on the surface of things, it's just a drop of water. It won't affect you. But if it's accurate and continuously hitting you in the same spot, it's going to have an effect on you.
You see the Grand Canyon, right? You know what the Grand Canyon is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Grand Canyon is the result of water just moving and weathering away. Look at the Grand Canyon. It's a wonder of the world, right? Listen, consistency is a magical thing, bro. Consistency is huge. Shout out to Nardi Cash in the chat who's saying now Shakur got power. Yeah, he wasn't listening. Oh, so y'all didn't see Shakur whiffing on Artem, man, y'all glazing. You saw Artem not standing in front of Shakur though, right? You saw him moving around and using his feet and using his athleticism, right? Not just sitting there just getting punched in his face. Shakur had to find him at the end, right? Those body shots started to make a difference. They looked all cool in the first couple of rounds, but after a while, that boy was like, damn, bro, I need to not get hit in the body no more. You guys keep thinking that. And that's why Turki Al-Sheikh has a big gap that he's filling in. He's checking a huge box in boxing right now because you guys won't believe it until you see it. You just won't understand boxing until boxing's in front of you and you got to break down math. When you got to see at the end of a fight and be like, damn, bro, how in the hell did I just see what I just saw? What happened? Watch boxing more, bro. It's boxing first, then fighting. If they were in the parking lot, I don't know what would happen. Maybe Tank will run through him, you know what I'm saying? That aggression is serious. But in that ring, man, there's a sweet science in there. And Shakur has a real hold on that science.
Here's a perfect.
So does Tank.
And
y'all keep it on Shakur.
Another thing about it is Tank could just catch him and clip him like Tarver did Roy Jones. Who knows?
All day.
Perfect example. Pitbull had more power than Rayo. He was the knockout artist in that fight. But what happened? Rayo neutralized him and outboxed him.
100%.
Saying like that can
great example, brother.
Not only that. Think about this. Terrence Crawford wasn't the big guy. He wasn't a big, powerful guy.
Earl was the knockout artist. Was the 28?
Not even Earl. Israel Madrimov.
Right.
Madrimov wasn't trying to walk through Terrence Crawford. Why not?
No.
He was trying to be strategic on his way in.
Boxing, Blue.
Right. He was trying to be strategic on his way in. He didn't care what the fans say.
Even Terrence was shocked. Even Terrence was like, damn, this dude is not trying to box.
Bro was like
that. He was like, yeah, I'm not stupid. 350 amateur fights. I know what power looked like.
Bro,
I know what
was like this the whole time.
I mean, another example, I mean, even though Kambosos is not the knockout artist, but when he just fought Loma in the 11th round, you seen those punches that Loma
took a toll on him.
Took a toll on him and slowed him down.
And you play a game with a quote unquote non-puncher like Tio did, and he found himself on the canvas with George Kambosos.
Exactly. And it'll just keep happening and happening, and eventually, it's hurting.
Right.
Right.
Right. Will Jones, brother, in the super chat. He said, you out of pocket calling Tank a duck, you cap. Yeah, of course I am out of pocket because you a super fan. Yeah. I'm not. I don't mind calling. See, that's the difference between me and you. I don't mind calling a spade a spade. See, that's the difference. You are a follower. See, when you have the mindset of a follower, you won't hold you're scared to say, oh man, you accountable. I see when I was face to face with Tank on the show, what I say, my sentiments stay the same. I think that Shakur and Devin can beat you, and ultimately yourself. That's it. That's all. I don't care. Or everybody else around you. Yeah, I'm not. That's not. I'm me everywhere I go. So I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You don't want to say Tank is ducking this man right now.
Yeah,
but all signs point to the obvious. It ain't no different than David Benavidez right now.
Right.
Because you told me this man, if he was never in your vision, ain't nothing I can say. But you told me you cracked this man. You told me he on your hit list. You told me you gonna unify the belts. You told me once you get from Floyd Mayweather, you gonna call everybody out. So all I'm doing is holding you to your word.
I mean, who else was on the list? Didn't he say Devin?
It's Devin, Lomachenko, Shakur.
Who was the other couple?
Is Isak on there?
No,
I don't know if Pitbull.
He only said 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, if not,
and Tio wasn't on there.
If not Shakur and Loma, what's up with Dev then?
It was those 3 dudes.
Okay,
it was just the 3.
Of them 3. Okay, make one of them 3 fights. Like if that's the case, you said this was Tank words, the face of boxing, and everybody know that he can make these fights.
Exactly. And my thing is this, right? Frank Martin wasn't on your list. We got the fight.
He made the fight. So that's 5 down. So you got 4 more to go. Make one of them fights that you called. You called them fights. Make them.
Oh, shout out to
the other dude on the list was Ryan. That was before he fought Ryan.
Okay. SC representative, he said Blue standing on business, Claymore out here playing the fence. I'm not playing the fence, man. I don't call people duck that easily. I'll be honest with you, because if I call somebody duck, you know what I'm saying, I'm dead serious. I'm not going to call him a duck because they haven't agreed on a fight and he pulled out of the fight. They haven't, you know what I'm saying, come to an understanding that they're going to fight, and all of a sudden. So I'm not going to call him a duck, bro, but I'm going to stand on business and say that the reason the fight ain't happening is because Tank ain't making the fight happen, bro. Like, I don't got to call him a duck. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you see it.
Clay standards, he's just waiting. Yeah. He's waiting to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, Clay calling him a chick. He ain't growing to a duck yet. We waiting to see because he.
Right. I'm just saying, if we're going to use the word loosely, there's a side of this negotiation that can get it if y'all want him to be that. If y'all want to call him that, reason I'm saying that, but it ain't Shakur.
And the reason I'm saying it's a straight duck is because I have had conversations with both sides now, and they could be leading me astray.
I'm not making arguments.
You know what I'm saying? They could be leading me astray, and they could be actually negotiating and just don't want to tell me.
Right, and then there's that part as well that Blue has. Right. Blue's just inside of he's inside a pipeline that I'm just not in. I'm not abreast of that type of stuff.
I just asked Shakur yesterday.
Right.
You ain't gotta tell me no details. You ain't gotta tell me nothing. Right, because he's the horse's mouth. Now I know people on his side. I know he ain't Tank. And, I mean, he ain't his team, and Tank ain't his team. They are the most important pieces, right? So I heard people from Shakur team reached out, bro. We ain't received nothing. People in Tank team, we still trying to see this big fights to be made. That's what I was told. So those things add up to me. If Shakur's team is saying they ain't received nothing, and Tank team people saying, man, we still looking things over, That adds up to me. That means Shakur ain't lying. So I asked Shakur, you ain't got to tell me no details or nothing. Have you received or heard or anything from Tank? He said nope.
Boom.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, look, he said he was waiting on the Pitbull Cruz fight. We gave him the benefit of the doubt. Once Pitbull lost, there's no other excuse for this Shakur fight not to happen now.
Right. And on top of that, General Manager Salute, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on this in the super chat. And the flip side of that, and go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is in the chat. Nick J, peace of blessings. The chocolate drop, 50% of the Queens of the Ring. She in the building. Peace of blessings, Queen. Maya Egypt, the queen, the beautiful queen, she's in the building.
Y'all want me to sat. They want me to call him a duck so bad. They just want me to come over. Yeah, I don't know. Give me a couple of weeks. Let's see what happens, man.
I understand. I understand exactly what you're
coming back if I say it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that yet. I'm just not.
My thing is, I completely get where you coming from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you just want to see everything. Me, I'm like this. I don't see any reason why you should not be fighting this man next.
And neither does his fans. The Tank fans don't see any reason as to why this fight is not happening next.
Right.
But the only issue is you guys are putting it on Shakur.
Right. And another
weird thing. Right? You guys feel the same way.
And another thing, Clay, is this. You can't tell me there's a bigger money fight for him. Who's he going to make more money with?
It's not.
I understood the notion that you're going to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko got the Ukrainian fans and you wanted to use that as a reason. Right? And I was with that, right? I'm like, okay, Lomachenko got the Ukrainian fans. You saying he got a bigger fan base? There's no proof to back that up, that he sells for the Shakur. But okay, if that's what you want to say, cool. I was okay with that.
Right.
And when Lomachenko said, nope, I'm not doing it, I said, you are a duck.
Yep.
I said Lomachenko is the biggest duck on this planet because he talked all that trash, how Tank was a Twitter warrior, the best fighter on Twitter, and all this nonsense. Lomachenko said he wanted to be undisputed. Lomachenko had a lot to say about Tank. And what did I say? I said I understood because Tank followed the blueprint that Mayweather set forth, and he was right in doing that. But at 30 years of age, in the position of power, and the cash cow, you're going to make your money regardless. So I don't see a reasoning. Because there's not a big, unless he pulls a rabbit out of a hat, and suddenly he fighting Terrence Crawford or something like that we didn't see. There is no fight that you can tell me that's bigger than this fight.
All right.
Big facts.
And I don't give Canelo Alvarez a pass. I can't say, well, Tank did fight in June already. Well, Frank Martin, no disrespect to Frank Martin, because Frank Martin know I rock with him. No disrespect to that man. But he was viewed as a stay busy fight. So you already had the stay busy fight. So now I'm expecting you to step up in the competition before the year is up.
Yeah.
Yet to do that.
Yo, SC representative, right?
Hold on, let me get the super chat.
Right.
J Petty City brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said, Blue, tell these guys they don't get to play revisionist history on this channel. Shakur went to WBC and WBC enforced the mandatory, and Haney went to 140. Salute. Freedom March, my brother in the super chat. He said, keep grinding, bro. No doubt. Appreciate you, brother. Darius Gilliard back in the super chat. He said Tank and Shakur in Atlantic City would be huge. All facts. All facts. Atlantic City is a hop, skip, and jump from Baltimore.
Yep.
Jersey.
And it's a hop, skip, and jump. It's directly in the middle of Baltimore and Newark.
Yeah.
Market. Yeah.
It's about 2 hours from Newark. Right? Or maybe less, like an hour and a half from Newark.
Yeah, it's less. Definitely less.
It's probably like an hour and a half from Newark, and it's probably an hour and a half from Baltimore.
Yeah, that's their market there. That's their area.
Right? That's perfect.
Right. So let me ask this, right?
Hold on, let me get this last one, then you can go. Dog fight, brother in the super chat. He said, y'all talking straight facts. Salute. Appreciate you, dog fight. Go ahead, Clay.
So, SC representative, you saying that I'm saying two things. What that I've said is incorrect, right? So if I say, and I would ask you the question, and I would love for you to put it inside the chat, whose responsibility is it to make this fight? Now, listen, if you consider Tank not making the fight and him having the power to make the fight, nobody else but him having the power to make the fight, if you consider that the same thing as calling him a duck, then I'm calling him a duck. If that's what you consider him having the power to make the fight and not making the fight, if that's what that's called, then that's what I'm calling him, right? I don't think I'm calling him a duck because I think people fight when they want to fight for their reasons. It don't have to only be he's scared of Tank or, he's scared of Shakur. It could be this ain't the time he wants to do it. It could be he wants to take a longer time to prepare for it. It could be a whole lot of things and reasons as to why he's not fighting him, right? But if you want to say that that's the same thing as calling him a duck, then that's what it is, right? But tell me that there's any other way for this fight to be made outside of Tank Davis sending a contract. Tell me there's another way for this fight to be made. Tell me that Leonard Ellaby was out of pocket by saying that nobody offers Tank Davis anything. Only Tank Davis can offer these fighters anything as the A side in the conversation. Show me and tell me how this fight gets made without that happening. Without Tank Davis making this fight happen. How does it happen? Why would Shakur be sitting there waiting on the contract from? Tell me Shakur ain't waiting on a contract from Tank. He hasn't communicated that already. So look, if you want to call that a duck, then that's what it is, right? But by definition, be clear as to what I'm saying, and I'm gonna hear you at the same time when you say that what I'm saying is calling Tank a duck. Because basically what you're saying is what I'm describing is a duck, right? So deny it right now in the chat and say that there's another way for this fight to be made.
Hit the crickets.
Devin didn't duck Shakur, DGZ6. Devin sent him an offer. You didn't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Devin sent him an offer. Shakur wanted more money because he felt like going the route of the WBC would get him more money. Devin didn't. How could Devin duck Shakur when Devin sent him a contract? Shakur just said, listen, no, this contract is not worthy of my services, so I'm going to go the route of the WBC that's going to get me paid more. And Devin said, okay, well, you do what you want. I'm not waiting around. You take this or I'm out. Because I had to jump through hoops and hurdles to get in this position, and you're going to have to do the same. I'm actually giving you more than what I received for this undisputed belts. That's the difference.
Guys, you know that the card dropped, right? The Better Beef Bivol card dropped.
Shakur's on there?
Shakur's on it. He's the co-main event. He's facing Joe Cordina.
Joe Cordina, yeah. I knew that. I did that video earlier.
Right.
Oh, cool. You gotta stay active, man. You can't just sit around and wait on Canelo and Tank. That's what people think.
Right.
That's fights to be made. You gotta get active. You gotta feed your family, like you've been saying. It's more.
And even with the Shakur negotiating thing that everybody's saying in the chat, the whole entire Shakur negotiate what? We negotiate when I get an offer. What am I negotiating? There's no offer. There's no conversation being had. The negotiation. There is no negotiation. There's no offer. There's nothing to negotiate. Air.
Like KK 585 said. Now you think Shakur won't do the same with Tank? I don't know what he would do until he do it.
Period.
We can't talk in hypotheticals. And Tank. The facts is this, and you guys know I'm a Devin dude. Tank is going to generate more money.
Mm-hmm.
And Shakur looks at Tank different than he looks at Devin.
Yeah.
He respects both, but he's like, bro, I'm your equal with Devin and Tank. Okay, you the cash cow, you selling X, Y, and Z. And he looked at Devin, okay, maybe you have slightly more value than I have as far as selling power. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I understand you're going to get more, but I deserve more than what you're offering me. There's the difference. So we don't even know if Tank don't even have a conversation in the house. Hey,
it's tough, different though, fighting Tank or something like that than fighting like a Tank, you guaranteed to make it first.
Go ahead, Joe.
The Devin fight will probably be a negotiation. Okay, this is what you can make X, Y, and Z. With Tank, you getting paid a nice amount of money. Like, so that kind of that's kind of different there,
Yeah, Jerron Smith. Shakur's called Frank a duck. Then he left the table. Shakur called everyone a duck. Why not Tank after they've reached out? Shake my head. Exactly, Jerron. That's why I'm not sitting here calling him a duck. But whose responsibility is it to send the offer out? Y'all answer the question. Yo, you guys beat around the bush so much. You guys get so stuck. You won't admit that what I'm describing you consider a duck. You're projecting on me what you feel in your head is what I'm saying, because you feel like what I'm describing is a duck. Keep it 100. Don't look to get me to call him a duck when you think he's a duck. Deny what I'm saying. What your problem is what the way I'm saying it is, it's Tank's responsibility to make the fight. If the fight's not happening, it's because Tank hasn't sent out an offer. You consider that description that I just said the description of a duck. That's what the issue is. So the best way to get behind this and end this is to deny what I'm saying, is to say that the fight isn't made because Tank sends out an offer. Claymore, you're lying. That's not how the fight gets made. Tank don't have to send the offer out to make the fight. You keep painting this man as a duck every time you say Tank has to send out the offer. You speak clear English. You stand on business. Stand on how you feel, which is that what I'm describing is a duck, and you have an issue with it. Deny that. Mm-hmm. Don't do word salad over here and try to project and take my words and be like, dude, you're just not. Nah, you are hearing the description of a duck.
I was always told.
Now deny the description. Forget the duck word. Attack the description. Attack what I'm describing. And then you'll debunk me. And then he won't be a duck. But stop it. Maybe it's levels to this. It's levels to this. I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys. I got to stop. Y'all not going to push me off my stand and have me all confused. I know what I'm saying. And it looks like you have an idea of what I'm saying, but you don't want to say it. You think I'm calling him a duck. No, I'm describing somebody who's not interested in fighting somebody right now. That's what I'm describing. You think that's a duck. Then he's a duck by your definition.
Right.
Not by mine. By your definition, he's a duck.
Kid the Great brother in the super chat. He said, even if he wants Kerr last, send him the contract. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so let me try to explain it. Clay's stance, and maybe they can understand a little. So Clay is saying there could be variables in it that's saying, okay, well, we're gonna hold off until X, Y, and Z, right? Which it could be things like venues. It could be, hold on, like we just said, let's do it in Atlantic City. Well, maybe Atlantic City ain't available right now, because those things do factor in. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? So let's say they hypothetically speaking, they say Atlantic City. The brother just said Atlantic City is 2 hours from both cities. That makes perfect sense. It's essentially a homecoming fight for both guys, right? But the biggest fight in boxing, right? So that could be the case. My stand now, Clay is taking the stance. So if okay, you just choosing not to fight right now because the circumstances could be preventing you from fighting. Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm. Yes. Pardon me, y'all. So it could be, it could be the circumstance. So Clay is saying, I'm not going to say ducking. It's just the circumstances. Me, Blue, I'm saying it's a duck because I'm saying do it whenever, however, just get it done because that's what you said you was going to do. I don't care where you fight. I don't care when you fight. I don't care how you fight. This dude is available. He made himself available. He stuck to being available as long as he possibly could to make this fight. And you didn't put your best foot forward. You didn't make the effort. So, Jerron Smith, I saw you say Tank reached out. Just reaching out to ask if you available, that ain't reaching out. You just inquired. That's like this, right? That's like going to a beautiful woman and saying, hey, are you married? And she say no. and you don't say nothing else, you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, well, I inquired. You inquired what? Did you actually, hey, we gonna go on a date? Are you available to go out? Do you want to go out?
Yeah.
Are you in? There's difference.
Yeah. That's like saying me and you want to fight. So I call over to your hood and I'm like, is Blue over there? They like,
right. And they're like, yeah. And then you be like, all right.
Yeah. That don't mean I want to fight.
That don't mean you want to fight. They just mean you know where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you know my availability. That's it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, it's one thing to be like, hey, man, hey, tell them to stay there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I'm going to pull up at X, Y, and Z. Hey, yo, listen, check it out. At 7 o'clock, I'm pulling up. Let them know I'm pulling up. Yo, we going to squabble. We going to get this out the way. Bum, bum, bum. Now, I don't show up. You pull up, you be like, bro, I done informed him. He was available. I pulled up. He ain't trying to fight. I'm out.
Yeah.
Now, if I turn around and be like, yo, bro, you knew I said I was a little late, this, and this. Okay, well, that's on me.
Right.
But we can't put it on Shakur. Now Shakur is fighting Joe Cole. Man, he ducking Tank. Man, stop. Man, I seen so many people sending me, yeah, look, Shakur ducking Tank. Look, that just had me so. I texted Clay earlier. I said, man, it was pissing me off. I'm like, bro, because it don't grow the sport. It's misleading.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, man.
I don't care if salute the dog fight in the super chat. He said, was Ryo part of the 6 fighters blue? Nope.
I don't think so.
40.
Nope. And because remember, Ryo had got knocked out by Edwin De Los Santos and had lost to Chris Colbert.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't part of the plans. But check it out though. Tank has said that he ain't want no rematch with Isaac Cruz, but he suddenly was on the table.
Mm-hmm. So
this is what I'm saying. Like, if it's just the business,
how is it misleading? You guys are
yeah, you can't.
Misleading what? It's pure. It's a message that's so clear. How? At least say what's misleading. Stop just saying we're misleading. Say what we're doing that's misleading. What's the narrative? What's misleading? Is Tank not the one responsible to make this fight? Is Shakur not on Tank's list? If this fight is not happening right now, why isn't it happening? Answer those questions, guys. If the fight ain't happening right now, why isn't the fight happening?
Right. Now check this out. Now watch this now. Now watch how I throw it back on him now. Mm-hmm. Now watch how this changed. Rick X Factor said, man, if Shakur signs with Hearns, he's ducking Tank. End of discussion. Okay, he didn't sign with Eddie Hearn. So who's ducking who now? So if the fight don't happen, does that mean that Tank is ducking him? X Factor? Now tell us.
Not to Tank fans, it don't.
Tell us, X Factor. So does that because there's two sides to each coin, right? So if for every action is a reaction. So if Shakur signs with Eddie, that means he's ducking. But if he don't sign with Eddie and Tank don't fight him, then what does that mean?
Right. And that's where I go when I say Blues in Rome right now. He's keeping it 100 to say that based on the way you guys are breaking down what it is, then I'm going to use I'm working with your rules, and by your rules, Tank is a duck. He's letting you know, like, you guys have been doing this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? This is what you guys have been saying. Fine. It's all fair game. It's all fair play. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If that is the case, by your rules, by the way you guys carry it, Tank is the duck then. Because Shakur didn't side to Eddie Hearns. Right. He stayed a free agent. So that's not an excuse for you guys to use against Shakur. It's not there. So now that's not part of the conversation, who's the duck?
Right. And they keep coming with all these narratives. Don't sign to Eddie. He ain't do that. Oh, he talked too much. He quit calling them out. Then they gonna say, well, he wasn't serious because he wasn't saying nothing. You know, like, y'all keep making all these narratives instead of the A side ain't sent the contract. It's simple as that. Like,
and the thing is,
see, you said we don't know why. That's the point. Do you know if Tank sent the offer or the contract yet? Shakur said he hasn't.
Shakur did not sign.
He has not got no contract from him. Is that fair to say?
And Shakur did not sign with Matchroom. He did not sign with Eddie Hearn.
Nah.
He's doing a fight by fight right now with Joe Cordina. That's what he's doing. That is not signed. He is not signed to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom.
That's the same thing.
Please stop.
Dev was just doing.
It's the same thing Devin Haney did.
Yeah, Dev was just doing it. He worked with Matchroom.
Right.
Top rank.
So it gives him the flexibility to go where he wants. Hence the reason why Shakur Stevenson and Eddie Hearn, and I know this for a fact, I was just in LA with them. Okay. Hence the reason why Eddie Hearn is like, hey, listen, he believes he can add value to a Tank fight. He believes he can add value to a Tank fight. But Shakur has instructed him and Shakur's team. Everybody has instructed Eddie Hearn because they know that Eddie Hearn and Tank Davis don't get along.
Period.
So he's instructed them to do what? Do not engage in anything involving Gervonta Tank Davis. Stay clear away because you could hurt our chances to get the fight. And Eddie Hearn has said that publicly.
That's basically Shakur saying we're going to kill all the narratives so he can't make no excuses.
No excuses. So even if he did sign, let's say he signed a 6-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, he still has the flexibility when it comes to Tank Davis. So it don't even matter.
Yep.
It don't even matter.
Yep.
It's null and void because the only person that we want to see is Tank, and he has excluded himself. Coda, the link is in the chat. Let me put it again. He has excluded himself. He excluded Eddie Hearn from involving himself in the Tank fight. So Eddie Hearn is of the understanding that he is not to engage and will not be a part of Tank Davis negotiations. That does not mean he can't fight and negotiate with Tank Davis.
Tank don't want to do business with nobody that's a threat to him. Eddie, Turkey, Shakur, he ain't doing business with you. You know, if he feel like you a threat to what he got going on, he don't like you. He ain't doing business. Like
I'll tell you this one thing's for sure. I'm not too sure one way or the other.
Rick X Factor, you guys have I don't know, and then y'all take it personal when I say things like, just comprehension. That's not what Eddie Hearn said. Pay attention. That's why it's irresponsible for these other platforms to spew nonsense because y'all just grasp on to what you want to hear. And just like what me and Clay was saying earlier, right? That we can push a narrative because fans don't understand. Right? When Clay gave the example with you open up a book and it's all written in Chinese and you don't understand. And then we said that the commentator can push a narrative because you don't understand what's going on. That's why it's irresponsible. No, Eddie Hearn did not say Tank was not on the table. He's not on the table for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom in dealing with Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, as far as Eddie Hearn and Shakur Stevenson's business is concerned, they have no business when the topic is Tank Davis.
Right.
His business is everything outside of that, like Joe Cordina.
Right. So anything around Tank Davis, Eddie Hearn can involve himself in. Right. If it involves Tank Davis, Eddie Hearn is not legally Shakur Stevenson and his team have not given him the legal rights to be able to do anything regarding Gervonta Tank Davis.
Oh, Uncle Blue.
Coda, what's up, family?
Salute, Coda. Long time no here, family.
Will Jones, the link. I just put Coda just click the link, brother. I just put the link in the chat.
What's going on, man? Like, come on.
Wait, Coda. Right? Coda, hold on. How you doing, man? I ain't talked to you in a minute. Everything good?
I'm doing lovely, man. I'm doing lovely. You know, just been busy lately, but I'm doing lovely, man. Working on a lot of things, man. I'm progressing in life.
That's what's up, man. I ain't hear from you in a minute, man. Just checking how you feeling, bro. Yeah, go ahead and cook, brother. I know it's what you came to do.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Rick X Factor, you don't pay attention very well. You just said PBC not doing business with Eddie Hearn. You're not very bright. This is why I say educate yourself. The PBC was just on a Matchroom The Zone card on August 3rd. They had multiple fighters on the card. Not so smart guy. El Rayo and Pitbull Cruz fought on a card. That card.
Mayweather's fighting tomorrow on The Zone. Ain't Mayweather PBC?
If Floyd fighting on The Zone.
Andy Ruiz just fought on DAZN too. He's a PBC fighter.
Pitbull El Rayo, Andy Ruiz, David Morrell, and Andy Cruz.
Yeah, them is all PBC fighters.
Yeah, but the relationship with Tank and Eddie isn't good.
Right. Tank and Eddie ain't gonna do business.
Right.
But go ahead, Coda.
I'm just saying, man. I keep it as to what I see, and I'm gonna like keep it 100. Like I was on Tank for a while because he wasn't giving, and I'm a Tank fan, but like aside from that, like I wanted to see certain fights, and he wasn't giving us that. But you know, Shakur been asking for this fight for a very long time, so I don't care what you're getting offered nowhere else. This fight, he knew prior. I'm pretty sure y'all already went through this, but he knew prior to going to Eddie that fight wasn't gonna be an option. It just wasn't. So right. So why is people saying that Williams Zepeda already ducked Shakur if Shakur isn't already over there and working with them? Why is Eddie Hearn looking for any type of opponents if Shakur's not over there? Why is he so sure that he's fighting Joe Cordina if he's not fighting? You say it's a one-fight deal, but where'd that news come from? Who said it's a one-fight deal? I haven't heard that. All I've heard is that Shakur's working over there with DAZN, and that he said he was gonna like meet up with PBC. I heard he already met up with Floyd Mayweather, but that didn't go well. So from my knowledge, he has already signed with DAZN, and just news ain't break out yet. Once they announce the official Joe Cordina versus Shakur, then they will announce like what type, how many fights it is. I don't know if it's a one-fight deal or not. I'm not sure about that. But regardless, you've been waiting for this fight. So hear me out. Sorry, real quick. Hear me out, right? So if you fight Tank Davis, right, you're so sure you could beat him, whether they're offering you more money over there to fight Joe Cordina. You're so sure you could beat Tank Davis. You come over here and you take that spotlight, you take that platform, and you take that name, just everything. You just beat Tank Davis, and then after that, anything you're getting now just will only increase after that. There's no reason in my standpoint, from my perspective, why you would go elsewhere if you've been asking for this fight for this long. Like if I'm a fighter. And I want a certain guy because I know he's the top guy and I think I'm the type guy, I'm going to want to fight him. I don't care who's trying to like pay me more over here, especially if I know you can't get me that guy. Like I'm going to do a one-off with that guy. And if anything, it'll be a rematch. So you get 2 paydays for sure. And then you go on about your business. You raise your stock and all that. I mean, I don't understand where the like just the confusion is. I feel like that's just obvious. I feel like that's
Coda. Can I ask you a question, Coda? Are you saying basically that Shakur moving the way he's moving has somehow stopped Tank's ability to send him an offer?
Yo, but y'all don't understand that they already. This is not how that works, bro.
How does it work?
This is how this contract thing works, bro. This contract thing, you gotta agree first. So you heard Shakur say, yes, Tank team has reached out. Correct. Right. So they reached out and they tried to negotiate on terms. They tried, and you heard Calvin say they asked for $30 million, bro. You can't. I'm not gonna send you a contract. Whether if y'all believe it or not, hear me out. What I'm saying, I'm not gonna send you a contract if you're not agreeing to the terms that we are trying to negotiate. That's not how that works, bro. Why I'm gonna waste my time sending a contract? The contract don't even get signed, like Steven Espinosa told y'all, till the week of the fight.
They never.
So I'm not. So it's an agreement, a term of agreements that gets signed first, and then they go on with the contract. So if I'm trying to agree on terms with you, and you're pricing yourself out, then it doesn't even make sense. Why
so you're saying Shakur priced himself out? He asked for $30 million?
That's not true.
Bro, Calvin Ford said that. Why is he going to make this up? Shakur told y'all that they reached out. So why would they reach out and not send a contract? Because they tried to negotiate terms. Calvin Ford not going to make shit up saying that, he asked for $30 million for no reason. Why? Calvin Ford is a logical man, bro.
Calvin Ford said that Shakur Stevenson asked for $30 million.
Asked for $30 million, bro.
He said people.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I don't know. I don't remember hearing that.
Another fellow YouTubers, you know what I'm saying?
It was an interview. It was
channels.
an interview he did. He said they're looking to make Ryan Garcia money, which was $30 million. He didn't say that they asked for that.
Yo, bro, he said he asked for Calvin out of Calvin Ford's mouth. He asked for $30 million. He said, how you gonna ask for $30 million and you fighting on free TV? Now, do you want to fight Tank because you think you could beat him, or do you want to fight Tank because you want a payday? That's exactly Calvin Ford's words.
Garcia money, man. That's what he said.
Bro, I don't know what they said because I wasn't there at the negotiations. I didn't email them back and forth. I wasn't there at the table. I know what Calvin Ford said, and I know what Shakur said. So if I'm gonna put the pieces together, Shakur said they reached out. Calvin Ford said that they asked for $30 million. So the reason why I'm not going to send a contract, because that don't happen like that. It's a term of agreements, literally a sheet that says term of agreements that gets signed, and then you send a contract, and that gets signed 2 weeks, maybe a month at the earliest before a fight. So it don't make no sense why people be like, oh, send a contract, send a contract.
So there was an offer made. What you're saying is there was an offer made to Shakur Stevenson. It was already attempted to be made, and Shakur Stevenson priced himself out of the offer by asking for the same amount of money that Ryan Garcia got.
Calvin, I'm telling you, you heard me say Calvin Ford. I'm told you Calvin.
Right, you're saying Calvin Ford said this. Calvin Ford said it.
I told you what they said out their mouths. So
right, not you. I understand. Calvin Ford said that there was an offer made to Shakur Stevenson.
No. I said Calvin Ford said that they asked for $30 million. So logically, common sense, what is that telling you? That they reached out and they tried to negotiate a fight. That's common sense. If you can't put that together, then I don't know. That's common sense. If they ask
all right,
that's
what I'm trying to use my common sense in saying that Calvin Ford communicated that there was an offer made to Shakur Stevenson, and he counter
saying offer made. That never came out.
So what is it that Calvin is saying? Then I'm confused.
If they're negotiating. That doesn't mean I offered you something. We're trying to come to a conclusion. But if you're gonna ask for $30 million off the rip, I know you don't want to fight. You fight on free TV, all right, bro.
Forget about the word offer. I'm just trying to get this out to say that Calvin said there was something initiated, and Shakur Stevenson came to the table with, I need $30 million.
Correct.
Okay. And because of that, they just backed out and said, we're not going to even send you an offer because you're already asking for. So Shakur Stevenson approached the table with, I need $30 million to make this fight happen.
Correct.
Okay.
Now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Now let's just use our common sense.
Correct.
What fighter goes to the table that ain't Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, or Canelo Alvarez talking about they need $30 million?
This dude is crazy.
Hey, listen, again, let's use our common sense.
I'm asking you, bro.
All right, listen. So I'm gonna answer like this. Shakur said they reached out, trying to negotiate. Correct.
Shakur said they reached out not to negotiate, to ask his availability.
Exactly.
Right. They didn't reach out to negotiate.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
And Calvin and Kenny is on record saying they didn't even send him a contract yet.
Why would you send? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand what that means. I'm trying to tell y'all don't understand what that means.
They didn't ask him.
A contract
No.
Like that. That don't work like that.
But Coda, they didn't ask. They asked him of his availability.
Okay, and
he said that he wants to make
Calvin Ford. Listen, like I said, this is not coming out of my mouth for nothing. I'm just
right,
going
but what I'm saying, but listen to this. Just listen to what I'm saying. Calvin is saying, because he's been saying this, okay? So Shakur ain't never asked for $30 million.
How you know?
I'm gonna explain to you why. Shakur has never asked for $30 million. Calvin has been saying that everybody is asking for Ryan Garcia money.
Thank you.
Meaning that Ryan Garcia in the back end got $30 million.
So he's a pay-per-view.
Right. So any fighter, they said the same thing with Devin. They said that Devin said he wanted the same deal Ryan got. They said he's asking for $30 million. Right? Which is moronic because that's not what Ryan Garcia got. That was what Ryan Garcia made based off of the numbers.
Correct.
Right? So the deal that Ryan got about $5 million.
He got $2.5 million guaranteed.
Right, depending upon who you ask and what website, right? So So I'm just gonna go with the highest number. Ryan Garcia got reportedly $5 million, right?
Correct.
What he made because of what the fight did was reported $30 million.
Yeah,
because of
well,
what
it was more than that, but you had to pay Golden Boy and all that, so he came out with 30. Yeah, correct.
Right. So that's what they have been basing this off of. Calvin just said the same thing again on another interview. These dudes is asking. Well, he just did an interview with Ellie. He said it again. These dudes is asking for the same deal Ron got. Right. That's not that's so that's misleading to the people.
So like you said, use your common sense.
30 billion,
a
bro.
dude that fights on free TV.
So hold on. So Shakur
Stevenson
Stevenson didn't get on no kind of conference call with these dudes and say, hey, we gotta start at 30 million. That's not even realistic because Tank don't even make 30 million.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna say what Shakur didn't do because again, I wasn't there at the negotiation. I wasn't negotiating with them. So if you want to say that, go ahead.
Right.
If you've been in conference calls with them, go ahead. I'm going based off what Calvin said.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that Calvin. I'm going to say this publicly. Calvin misleaded the people by saying that he's asking for 30 million.
Well, I mean, even if he's asking for Ryan Garcia money.
Now listen,
that's not even realistic.
No, it is realistic.
Ryan Garcia
No, stop. We got to stop misleading the people. Okay, if Shakur says he wants the deal that Ryan got. Okay, Ryan didn't prove anything up until that point. It just happened so that it sold that much.
Come on, but you know that's a bigger call.
Listen.
You know that's a bigger call, though. You know he's a bigger draw, so it don't matter. This is
okay.
Business, bro.
So Shakur, listen. Let me answer this question. Where is the proof that before Tank Davis fight that Ryan Garcia was a bigger draw than Shakur?
You know how? You know, NFL sponsors, NBA sponsors, Gatorade sponsors, his following on Instagram, following on Twitter, all that.
Okay, cool.
We know that he got a following.
Okay, so cool. When did that translate to boxing?
He never fought pay-per-view prior to that.
Before Tank.
I'm asking you, when did he
never
fight?
fought pay-per-view prior to that.
So Coda, that means bro,
if y'all gonna
you gotta listen,
bro. Like y'all said, let's use our common sense.
Like, bro, you gotta listen.
I can't conversate with people like that. But if we're gonna use our common sense, then you know that he's a big draw, bro.
Okay,
you know he got a big following.
Coda, listen.
John Gotti the third never fought before.
Okay,
why is Coda following him? Because he got a big following.
Coda, listen. It has never been proven. You went out on a limb. You went out on a limb to believe, to hope that it did that. It just turned out that it did well.
All right, regardless, he only got paid $2.5 million.
Listen. Nobody, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao didn't know they was going to break the record. They assumed they was going to break the record, but they did not know they was going to break the record. They assumed. Okay, so here's the difference. There was actual proof of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather doing big numbers before they fought. Ryan Garcia.
Right. Y'all just trying to act oblivious to the obvious. You know
okay, Coda. You said we acting oblivious to the obvious. Okay, so Coda. I'm asking you this: what arena did Ryan Garcia sell before that? Before the Tank fight?
This is what I'm trying to say. Y'all gonna act oblivious to the. So it's a matchup, right? The matchup.
Bro, is it facts? Is it facts or not?
I'm gonna answer it like this. Has Shakur ever been on pay-per-view?
No.
Will Shakur versus Tank sell a lot?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So it's the matchup.
Okay, so again, I'm asking you, Coda. Again, you don't know if Shakur and Tank might do more than Ryan.
Hell no! Come on, bro. Let's be realistic. See, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know.
How do you know? Coda, you're not listening, bro.
Oh man,
you're not listening, brother.
You just said it's a big fight.
Okay, Coda.
Can't deal with that.
Before Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis, he had never fought on pay-per-view, brother. And before he fought Tank Davis, I don't care how many damn sponsors he had, it didn't translate to boxing. It didn't translate to boxing after he fought Tank Davis, bro.
All right. I mean,
okay, so the common denominator in that equation is Tank Davis, not Ryan Garcia. So let me explain this to you. Hold on, bro. We already know Tank Davis is a proven commodity in the sport of boxing.
All right.
Okay, we know that already.
Okay,
so what I'm saying to you, Ryan Garcia has never sold a pay-per-view before he fought Tank, and the only ones he did was when he did Devin Haney. He didn't do it on Oscar with Oscar.
And Devin Haney didn't sell that.
Bro, he never. If his star power, Tank Davis has fought on pay-per-view without Ryan and without Devin.
All right. Listen,
he fought on pay-per-view right now. Hold on, bro. He's fought on pay-per-view with Frank Martin. He fought on pay-per-view with Rolly. He sold 250,000 pay-per-views without Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has never done a pay-per-view without Tank.
Okay.
Devin did pay-per-views without Ryan.
Is that
so? Therefore,
if I was talking to a business and management professor,
bro. So therefore,
even a classmate, even as a fellow classmate in business and management, you understand what I'm saying. But when people start to get to acting like they don't understand the concept,
listen,
then
bro, listen to this. Without Tank Davis and without Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson has done a bigger arena than Ryan Garcia. He's a bigger draw than Ryan Garcia in Austin, at the Prudential Center. And in Georgia, when I went to Georgia in the Prudential Center, he sold out. Ryan Garcia did not.
He just did the highest numbers on ESPN, the highest rated fight.
Shakur just did the highest numbers on ESPN, bro. So why are you telling me that,
bro? It's free TV. What does that mean?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What the hell? Ryan fighting Oscar Duarte is free TV, bro. That ain't pay-per-view.
And then he went and fought Devin Haney, your favorite fighter, and he sold the fight for him.
It don't matter. It don't matter. He needed Devin Haney's a superstar. So you put him with another superstar and he went on pay-per-view.
Dancing partners, man. Period.
So what I'm saying to you is this: without another superstar, without another superstar, what has Ryan Garcia sold, brother?
Will Shakur Stevenson generate the same amount of pay-per-views as Ryan Garcia, in your opinion?
We don't know.
Is that your opinion, though?
No, brother, but you're not understanding.
Because when it happened with Devin Haney, Shakur, you said Shakur ducked.
You're not listening,
with
brother.
Tank Davis and you're
not
Tank
you're
so
not
you
listening.
Gotta keep the same energy, brother.
Coda, listen to what I'm telling you, brother.
No, I heard what you're saying.
Okay, so listen to me. You have two people. I'm not going to put no names to it. Okay, you have two people. One sells out 3 arenas. The other does not. You have two people. Never fought on pay-per-view.
Correct.
Okay, so Ryan has never sold like Shakur without Tank or without Devin. Mm-hmm. Without them, Shakur does bigger numbers. He sells out the arena in Georgia.
In circles right here, right? So at the end of the day, what we got to find out is the exact number that Shakur asked for.
Listen, brother.
If he just only asked for 2.5 million.
Listen.
Calvin decided to say that asking for a Ryan Garcia. Hear me out.
Listen.
Give me 30
so
seconds.
They went to. Bro, you're not listening. You're not listening. Right. So when they go to the negotiation table, Shakur can say, this is all trying to see. We don't know what the numbers are going to be.
That's what I was saying.
Shakur's saying, I'm a 3-division champion. I sold out 3 arenas, right? I'm
Thursday, 2 fights ago.
bro, you're not listening. You're not listening, bro.
All right, go ahead, man.
Listen, bro. Listen. Yeah. This is actually a bigger fight for Tank. This is a unification bout for Tank. Bro, why are you laughing? You're not listening.
All right, go ahead.
What are you talking about? It's crazy. Shakur Stevenson is a world champion, and it's the unification bout. Ryan Garcia is not a world champion. Tank Davis has never been a unified champion, ever.
3-division.
Okay. Right. Shakur Stevenson is an Olympian. He's a 3-division champion. Yeah. And he sold out the Prudential Center twice, and in Georgia, the Georgia Dome, right? Yep. When he fought Jamel Herring. So what I'm saying to you is, when Shakur comes to the table, you can tell me all you want about the sponsors, but Shakur has a right to, when he comes to the table, to say, hey, I want the same guaranteed purse he got, because I'm bringing a unification. I'm bringing something to the table.
All right.
Without, bro, listen, you traject your trajectory on Ryan Garcia based off of his social media following. My trajectory is, listen to me, bro. Listen. My trajectory is based off of my accolades in the sport of boxing. They equal out.
Listen,
So
Devin Haney was undisputed at 135 and came to 140, fought Regis to become WBC world champion, whatever the case should be, and sold 30,000 pay-per-views or whatever the fuck. So, bro, what the fuck? Sorry, excuse my language. So what does that even matter, bro?
Let me ask you a question.
What I was saying is we got
hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a question.
Hear me out
real quick.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. It's 30,000, brother. It's 30,000 more than zero.
Hear me out though. Listen,
it's 30,000 more than zero.
Shakur is only asking for 2.5. If he's only asking for the guarantee, then I agree. Tank should definitely get, like, he definitely earns that. Like,
okay, so that's the Ryan Garcia, bro. You're not listening though. You're not paying attention.
Oh my God, I'm agreeing with you. You're still arguing with me.
Bro, listen. He's asking. Shakur is in his right. Follow the pieces. Just listen to what I'm saying, bro. Don't talk. Just listen to what I'm saying. Just follow the pieces.
You want him 50-50 in pay-per-view. That's what he deserves.
Ryan didn't get 50-50, brother. What are you talking about?
Ryan, what you mean Ryan didn't get 50-50? Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
I'll bet my house on that. He got 50-50 split pay-per-view. Yes, he did. Correct. Yes, he did. The only reason he got paid less than Tank was because Tank got his own promotional company and Ryan had to pay Golden Boy. So that's where the big gap is in how much profit they made. But yes, he did get 50-50 pay-per-view. Yes, he did. I promise you.
Okay. So let's say he don't get the 50-50 pay-per-view, right? Let's say he don't get the exact deal, but he's asking for the guaranteed purse and a split on the back end.
That's fair.
Right? Okay, and it matches Ryan's. Let's say he goes there and they say, okay, well you Tank has his promotional company, you don't have that. That's what Ryan had to pay X, Y, and Z, whatever, right? Now you got to factor in this too.
Sorry, but y'all over here talking about duck talk in the comments, and I'm giving y'all knowledge right now, for real.
So listen. Shakur can also say, well, I don't have nobody to pay. I'm paying myself. So now, at the end of the day, I deserve the same guaranteed purse he's getting, and let's do this. I'm bringing a belt to the table, so I'm bringing something to the table Ryan didn't even bring. That's physical proof. There was no physical proof with Ryan.
Talk politically if you want, but
there was no physical proof. Like, Tank said that he wanted to be disputed.
Like, I mean,
Tank said he wanted to be
if you want and talk all this, achievement stuff and accolades. But in reality, if we're gonna really talk who's the bigger draw, who's the bigger name, just the bigger celebrity, period, we know what's up, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like
no, we don't know what's up, brother, because that don't translate to boxing.
Oh man, that don't translate to boxing.
It doesn't.
Pay-per-views, they don't translate. This is crazy to me. They had one of the biggest press conferences I've seen since Mayweather. Talking about they don't translate to boxing. This is insane. You'll never see Shakur with it in his press conference like that. You'll never see it.
Was he in the press conference with Tank?
It won't. Matter of fact, that fight could be huge. It could be big, but I don't think in my personal opinion, again, because I've only said what Shakur said and what Calvin said. So I base off what they said. But my opinion, I do not think Shakur that's making Crawford and Andre Ward fall asleep in the crowd. I do not think he has the star power that Ryan Garcia has. Correct. I do not think he would draw that many seats and that many pay-per-views. Correct. I do not think that.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again. Without Tank and without Devin, what did Ryan Garcia outdo Shakur?
I'm sorry?
Did he have those deals, that NFL deal, all these sponsors that you're telling me about? He had those sponsors before he fought Tank, right?
Correct.
Okay. With those sponsors and with 10 million followers, what boxing match did he outdo Shakur in?
What you mean?
What event did he have that was bigger than Shakur's without Tank and Devin?
But why without Devin?
Because Devin is another superstar. Devin has been earning more money than Ryan Garcia his entire career.
Yo, listen, Ryan.
Don't tell me, bro.
Ryan getting dropped in second round.
Quarter
was funner to watch than.
I don't. That's your personal, bro. Coda, don't tell me about your personal opinions. I'm talking about facts. That's your personal opinion. That's your personal preference.
Is that you don't even you're saying
bro, that's your personal that's your personal bro, that's your personal preference.
You didn't even let me talk that time.
Bro, you said that you started telling me about who was more exciting. I don't care. I'm asking you this. I'm asking Coda. I'm asking
on ESPN the views. Do you know the exact number?
Coda, I'm gonna ask you again.
Going based off a narrative, correct?
Bro, I'm gonna ask you again.
I don't know those numbers, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you again. I'm gonna ask you again. Without Tank and without Devin, another superstar, Ryan Garcia has had these sponsors and he's had this 10 million social media followers. Right?
Bro, I mean, like, again, you're talking politically, bro. Like,
I'm not talking politically.
He's talking about facts, bro.
I'm telling you facts, brother. Before he fought, bro.
I'm a
bro. Before he fought Tank, the
fact is that Ryan Garcia is a bigger draw than anybody you can name.
Okay. Now we got your personal emotional preference.
No. See,
now I'm gonna ask you a fact, brother. Coda. I'm gonna ask you a fact. Okay, that's your personal
fact. Go ahead. I'm
not political, brother. It's called facts. Is the sun hot? Yes or no?
Nah.
What? Yo, all right, bro.
Bro, listen. I'm not trying to sit here and argue. I'm actually really trying to have a real conversation.
Okay, so you're not. You're not. Yo, because listen. So I'm gonna ask you again, Coda. Did Ryan Garcia have 7 to 10 million social media followers before he fought Tank? That's a fact. Yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Did he have sponsors before he fought Tank?
Yes.
Right. That's the whole reason Tank fought him, right?
Right.
Okay. Where did that translate when before he fought Tank? Where did the sponsors and the social media followers?
So
when did it translate?
Did Tank sell 1.2 million pay-per-views before?
Bro, Coda.
No.
Coda, stop, bro. You're not listening. You're not listening.
Bro.
You're emotionally responding. You're not listening, bro. Okay, so I'm asking you again.
It's just I'm not with
Tank Davis was a superstar before Ryan Garcia. Hence the reason why he was on pay-per-view. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why he was on pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Floyd Mayweather. Let me give you another example. Before Floyd fought Oscar De La Hoya, he was already a 4-division champion. He was already a pay-per-view star. He wasn't the crossover superstar that he was when he fought Oscar, but he was already on pay-per-view. He was already a superstar in his own right, in his own lane. Ryan Garcia, before he fought Tank Davis, was not that in the sport of boxing. He was a familiar face on social media, not in the sport of boxing. He had not accomplished anything in the sport of boxing, hence the reason why he was never on pay-per-view before he fought Tank. Because if his sponsors and his social media followers translated to boxing, he would have been on pay-per-view before he fought Tank.
I hear it.
Okay, but he wasn't.
Okay, Devin Haney was undisputed before he fought Regis Prograis and sold 30,000.
And he was on pay-per-view before he fought Ryan.
The bigger star.
And he was on pay-per-view. He was on pay-per-view before he fought Ryan.
Facts though.
He was making more. He was making more. Devin was making more money and on pay-per-view before Ryan.
More money on what?
In boxing.
Oh, all right.
Again, you emotionally responded because you're talking about things outside of boxing.
Bro. You wanted facts. I'm trying to. Is that I don't do this political shit, bro? So
no, bro. Are you talking, bro? Are we talking about boxing? Or are we talking about their social media following outside of boxing, bro?
Politics. And I'm a real life person. Like I don't care about that politics shit. I'm a real life person, so I do business, right? I own Airbnbs, right? I own apartment buildings, so I understand how business works, right? Hear me out. I understand how business
doesn't
works.
matter. So
Okay,
let me ask you a question.
Who's more drawn?
So because you own businesses.
I can't even talk without you cutting me off, bro.
So because you own businesses,
you don't let me talk.
So because you own businesses,
you can have
because you own businesses, does that make you a superstar in boxing?
No, I'm not saying I'm a.
So how the hell does Ryan Garcia's sponsors and social media followers make him a star in boxing, bro?
That was like a kindergarten question. What are you talking about? I'm talking about I'm a businessman, so I understand why they made that matchup. If you're gonna, right, if you got your money on the line, you're gonna guarantee Ryan Garcia $2.5 million and then 50-50 pay-per-view. Why would you do that? Because you know that's gonna generate a lot of money.
You don't know nothing.
Why would you guesstimate?
Let me finish, you take a chance because
you're taking a chance. You don't know nothing. That's what
all right, but you definitely know that people have been falling asleep at Shakur's fights, right?
I don't care. That's your personal preference again, bro.
No, that's not a personal preference. That's a fact.
Bro,
I'm giving you facts.
Okay, so the people that fell asleep compared to the people that didn't fall asleep, what the numbers outweighed each other, right? What are we talking about, brother? The amount of people that was asleep, the amount of people that was asleep compared to the amount of people that wasn't asleep, the amount of people that wasn't asleep outweighed the people that was asleep.
Why are they sleeping at a fight event?
Bro, I don't care.
Exactly.
Because that's their personal. Because that's their personal preference, bro.
Bro, if it's your money, I know for a fact.
But is it also a fact that they sold out? That it was the biggest show.
You want to be.
Coda.
Political as you want to be, you will not give him the same amount of money.
Coda.
This is why I said, if you
let me ask you a question, Coda. When they show the people sleeping, there was two people next to them not sleeping. So why didn't the two people next to them go to sleep?
But why is Crawford and Andre?
I didn't ask you that, bro. I'm asking you, why didn't the other people fall asleep?
That's crazy. All right, bro. Listen, I'm not trying to argue, bro.
If you got a roll, this is simple common sense, bro.
Nah,
if you got a roll of 10 people, Coda.
I know,
bro. If you have a roll of 10, Coda, if you have a roll of 10 people, if you took a vote and you have 10 people, right, and 8 people vote this way, and 8 people vote this, and 2 people vote this way, who won? Who won? The 8 people that voted, right? The majority, right? So if you look in a row and there's 30 people in the row and 2 people sleep, your personal preference is focusing on the 2 people sleep, not the 28 people that's not sleep.
It's not about personal preference. What are you even talking about, bro? Can I say something without getting cut off real quick?
Bro.
Like what are you even talking about personal preference? What are you talking about, bro? I'm just talking about we're talking about draw. We're talking about star status. Who could draw the more people? Who could make the more money? What are you talking about, bro?
You keep focusing on the 2 people that were asleep.
So then I gotta shut up every time because it's his channel. So I gotta shut up.
No, you keep focusing on you keep mentioning the people that were asleep.
I'm talking about, and you know I don't play that blue.
Bro, you keep focusing. You keep focusing on the 2. You focusing on the people that were asleep.
Here goes back to that.
Not the you focusing on the negative, not the positive, bro.
All right, if it was your money, will you pay Shakur the same thing you will pay Ryan Garcia?
Yes.
All right, see, I'm done. See, this is why I know you're lying. I'm done.
Did you see a hesitation in what I said? I said yes.
With the conversation. I'm done. This is why I know you're lying. I know you're lying, bro.
Okay, just like X a hood rich. I got 10,000 on Shakur. What are you talking about?
I know you're lying though. I don't care, but what are you?
Why would I lie if I bet 10,000 on my money right now and I'm not a trillionaire? I'm not a millionaire.
He might beat Tank. You're not betting.
Okay, so that's again. I'm taking a gamble, bro.
To be able to possibly lose money.
You're not listening, bro. You're just talking because you can now. It's called taking a gamble, brother. I'm still taking a gamble. So I'm betting on Shakur. Am I not, Clay?
Yes, you are.
So that's the same thing.
A fact.
So if I have $500 million and I say, hey, I'm gonna pay Shakur $5 million, what's the difference in the gamble? So right now, if I say, hey, I'm gonna give Shakur, I'm putting my 10,000 on, I'm betting on Shakur either way, bro. You're not paying attention. Either which way, I'm betting on Shakur. So you said I'm lying. What am I lying about? It's still 50-50. So if I have $800 million, or in the case of Turkey Al Sheikh that has billions, or Amazon has billions of dollars, and they say we're gonna give Shakur $5 million, they're still taking a gamble on him. Mm-hmm. So if I had the money that Amazon and Turkey Al Sheikh have as a promoter, I'm taking a gamble on him.
That he would draw the same amount of crowd.
What's the difference right now? What's the difference? 10,000
gamble that he would draw the same amount of crowd that Ryan Garcia did.
Bro, what's the difference right now? Me gambling $10,000.
Yes or no, bro.
Okay, would you bet 10,000 on?
You see what I'm saying?
Would you bet 10,000 on Tank right now?
Like
would
I
you
know
bet,
you got your little fans, and they gonna read the comments, you know, D-Rodding and all that.
All right, bro. People just
crazy.
Emotional reactions, bro.
Oh man, look, Jaron Smith, you ain't gonna let me off the hook for nothing. How did I get in trouble right now? Jaron Smith said, "Claymore, I blame you for calling Tank a duck." I sat here quiet, try to stay out the way, and I still caught the blame. Look, man, it is what it is, man. You guys have to learn how to see things. Sometimes some things are down the middle. Sometimes they're a little to the left, a little to the right. But you guys get caught up in your feelings when facts come out that don't support your argument, and you have a hard time just conceding to a simple fact. Even when Blue was just trying to connect the dots and be like, yo, is the sun hot? My man said no, just in the spirit of winning the argument. So now it becomes like, come on, where's your credibility at? Where we can't even get you to agree to the most simplest things so we can get to something where there's a hard decision that needs to be made. I'm just being honest with you guys. Like, you know, we just I know for me, I can speak for me. I feel comfortable speaking for Blue to say that, but I'm going to speak for me specifically and say, yo, dude, when I tell you I'm being unbiased and I'm just calling it how I see it, that's what I'm doing. Now, the funny thing to me is when you guys try to say that's not what it is. It's crazy to me. But I mean, I respect everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You want what I'm saying to be what you want me to say it is. But listen, bro, at the end of the day, bringing this full circle back to what this is all about, the fight ain't happening because Tank ain't making it happen, bro.
Right. So I'm saying, he said, what it is. He asked me a question. I answered the question. Peace, bless to the beautiful Queen Jalen, she in the building. Hey, you asked me a question. Did I hesitate? I said the fight. If you don't believe me, I advised BOK Prime to give Terrence Crawford $10 million. Where was the proof?
Yep.
That he was a sell. Okay. If right now if they say, hey, you think you should give Shakur $5 million for Tank fight? I said yes. Or you lying, bro? So then I say I'm putting up 10,000 in a neighborhood bet,
right?
And I ain't a multi-millionaire. That should tell you right now. No, you lying, bro. I'm lying because you want me to be lying. It's emotional response.
Yeah.
So, like I'm saying, what did Ryan Garcia sell? What was the draw before Tank is the common denominator? If you put Tank with another superstar, he's going to go to an even higher level.
100%.
When you put Ryan, if he's such a superstar, when you put him with another superstar in Devin, why didn't Ryan, quote unquote, elevate Devin to the next level?
100%.
No, what they did, Clay, they blamed Devin for the fight not selling.
Yep.
But Ryan is the one with the 10 million social media followers. He's the one with the sponsors. He's the one with all of the people. But the fight don't sell because of Devin.
That's a fact.
Come on, man.
It'll never paint. You know what I'm saying? And they're smart, right? They can hear the setup coming, so then they'll go deep into the denial. They'll go into I don't know, or I have no idea, or this is what I was told. They won't just be able to just keep it 100. Just keep it 100, bro. That's how we know what's really going on, man.
And then Cole is saying, "Hey, well, that's because you got your fans here." And bro, I'm talking directly to you. I didn't mention nobody in the chat.
Right.
I don't even know what they're saying in the chat. I'm talking directly to you. Why are you talking about what the people in the chat are saying? I don't care. I didn't ask you what they said in the chat. I'm talking directly to you. I said, is the sun hot? You said no.
Crazy. That was hilarious.
What the hell that got to do with the people?
Threw me
my
off.
brother Hood Rich can tell you. Hood Rich, me and Hood Rich got a friendly wager. 10 stacks. So what do I have to lie about? I don't have to lie about that. That just sounds ridiculous. If I had the money Turkey Al Sheikh or Amazon or anybody had, would I give Shakur Stevenson $5 million to fight Tank guaranteed? Yes. Oh, you lying? Okay.
Yeah, that's convenient. I guess I'm lying. I don't know what they're like. Damn, what am I supposed to say to that?
But Clay, doesn't it add up? Like right now, I'm 100,000 there, right? So I'm betting 10,000 on Shakur. So if I was a multi-hundred millionaire, why wouldn't I bet 5 million on him?
I know why. Because it'll make you wrong in a debate, in a conversation.
And on top of this, Clay, get this. If I lose the 10,000, I lose every dollar.
Right.
If I give him 5 million, I don't lose every dollar. I still gonna get something.
Right. You're gonna start making it back as the fights go. Maybe you won't bring back the whole 5 million, but I'm gonna get some of the money back.
I'm gonna get some of it back. So we gotta make this make sense.
It's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. These conversations be so funny to me because, you know, it's just like it's hard to build when people don't want to even admit the regular minimum things. Like let's build. How are we gonna build from here if we can't just get certain basic facts?
It goes like this, right? People don't use their common sense. If Turkey Al-Sheikh put up 50 million for Terence Crawford fight,
right,
and people say he lost 10, well, that means he got back 40,
right.
If I put up 10,000, right,
you won't be able to get past that point in the argument because he can't make nothing. So if he lost 10 but made 40 back out of the 50,
right,
that don't work. Like,
right,
it's the 10 that makes a difference. It
right.
is what it is.
So I'm saying that if I lose my 10,000, I don't gain $1.
Nothing.
So in order for me I would have to double bet. Right? I would have to bet somebody else, like, hey, I'll bet you $1,000 that Tank win.
Right.
To your 2,000. So if Tank win, they give me 2,000. I lose 10. I got 2,000 back. That's the only way I would get any money back.
Right. You lose 8 really now.
Right. I only lost 8. But in this case, if I lose the whole 10, I don't even get $1 back. So if I'm 100 millionaire or a billionaire, in the case of Amazon, and Amazon brings in over $2 billion a year. So if I'm Amazon or Turkey, what is $5 million as a promoter? So if I'm them, yes, I would invest $5 million for a Tank fight. I'm gonna take the chance because guess what? I'm not betting on Tank. I mean, I'm not betting on Shakur. I'm betting on Tank.
Right.
I'm betting on Tank's star power and Shakur's beginning of star power. Or dare I say, Shakur's superstar and Tank's crossover superstar.
Right.
To mend them together, and that would bring in a return on my investment.
Right.
Putting them together.
Yeah.
So if they gave Frank Martin reportedly about what they gave him, 3.2 million.
Who, Frank?
Yeah, that's what
I don't know how much they gave him, but I'm thinking it was something close to that.
Yeah, the report said 3.2 million.
Right.
They bet on Tank. They're not betting on Frank. That's the thing that people are not paying attention to. So to say I'm lying because I'm saying I would give Shakur the $5 million to fight Tank. What am I lying about? I've been a promoter in this business. I know what I'm talking about. You're gonna lose, you're gonna win.
Yeah, whenever it's got to be extreme like that, it's a narrative being driven. It's got to be extreme. So lying is an extreme thing to say, right? So why got to be lying? Because you have to be lying in order for their argument to hold any weight. They don't believe in personal opinions. They don't believe in the gamble. Nah, you lying. Why I got to be lying? That just shows me pushing the narrative. What the hell am I lying to you for? Like, what reason?
And look at this. And Clay, look at this. Now tell me this. Now he's talking about losses, right? Money loss. Well, but didn't the PBC lose money on Tank fight with Frank?
That's what I'm hearing. And on the Tim Zufundor
they had to, because if the fight only did 150,000 pay-per-views and Tank got 30 million, then how the hell did they make money? They would have had the lost money. But would that mean the next fight they ain't gonna bet on them again?
No, they're gonna bet on that momentum. They're trying to carry a momentum. It's a marathon. It's not a race.
Okay, again, right? Canelo Alvarez. They said that his fight with Jaime Munguia did 560,000 pay-per-view buys. Well, then that means they lost money, because if Canelo got the reported money that they said he got, to fight Jaime Munguia, which is $30 million, then that means they lost money.
Period.
So that means 560,000 pay-per-views doesn't put the money back. So that means that they bet on Tank and they lost money. They bet on Canelo and they lost money. So why wouldn't I bet on Shakur to fight Tank? I'm betting on Tank.
Right.
With another superstar. And this is what people, that's why I said stop being emotional and listen. So what I said was, outside of he had these sponsors before he fought Tank. He had 7+ million social media followers before he fought Tank. That's the reason why he fought Tank. So if he was a superstar, he had quadruple the amount of social media followers that Tank had. Tank had 2-something million. He had like 8 million. Right? Okay, now you factor that in. So why wasn't he ever on pay-per-view if he was such a superstar before he fought Tank? Because he didn't sell out any arena before he fought Tank.
Period.
He didn't sell no pay-per-views before he fought Tank. Well, Shakur Stevenson, they say, well, Shakur didn't fight on pay-per-view. Neither did Ryan Garcia. And you basing it off of, again, like we said, right, Clay? They took a chance. They took a chance that Ryan Garcia would give them a return on the investment.
Yeah, neither did Rogan. Neither did Hector Garcia.
Right. And it just worked out because why did it work out, though, Clay? This is what they're not telling us. This is what people don't say. The reason that it worked out is because it exceeded what their expectation was. Because if their expectation was truly as high as as the fight did, they would have gave both of them more than that they gave them as a guaranteed purse.
Right.
But they gave them that guaranteed purse because we hope that we get a return on our investment. Right? At the very least, break even.
100%.
Right? So if you go by those numbers, let's say Tank got Ryan got 5 and Tank got 10. That's 15 million.
Right.
So the fight exceeded that. So which means it did 1.2, which saw them have get what 30 million apiece. So it did 60 million or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But based off of their guaranteed purse, this is how it works. Their guaranteed purse is them with them saying this is what we'll get to at least break even, so we don't take a loss. 100%. So their guaranteed purse, their expectations was it to do half of that.
Right, because they shot Ryan like 5 million or something like that.
He got 5 and that's the high number because there's actually reports that Tank got 5 and Ryan got 3 or 2.5.
Okay,
I'm just going with the high number.
Right,
that Tank got 10 and Ryan got 5. That's 15. So 15 million, right, would mean that to break even, they would have to do half those pay-per-views.
100%.
So their expectations was to do at least 750,000 pay-per-views. It just did more than that, or 650. That saw them at least break even, so they don't lose money. That was their expectations. It exceeded the expectations. Did 1.2, and they got way more money. So again, they wasn't sure. They just went out on a limb and they said, "Okay, let's take a chance." That's the difference. That's what I was trying to explain to him, based off of Shakur's numbers in the sport of boxing and being a champion and seeing Tank have history because Tank has never unified. So now you're putting Tank in a position where this is the first fight. They can use that as a selling point. He's never fought for a unification bout. He's getting ready to fight another world champion who's a world champion at the time he's fighting him, not a vacant belt, and not fighting them for their belt. He's unifying his belt with their belt, along with the status that Shakur has and accomplishments that he's accomplished in the sport and the fan base that he brings to the table. And then he started telling me that people wanted to sleep. I don't care. That's your personal preference. There was more people awake than people sleeping. So that means, again, I could go to a baseball game and be like, man, this is boring, and go to sleep.
That don't mean the game was boring, though.
That don't mean the other 30 people in the row with me think it's boring.
Exactly. For you, it was boring, but
for me,
and
right.
And let's not forget, you bought a ticket to go in there, right? All right, then. So they count that as a win every day.
It's a win. So I get to give you an example. We went to a game. I was like, man, I took my daughter and my son. I'm like, bro, they was excited. I'm like, man, this is a drag. because there was nothing happening. You understand? Till the end of the game.
Right.
But my daughter and my son is into baseball. You understand what I'm saying? Me, I'm more into boxing and football.
Right.
And basketball. But it was a Yankee game. They was playing the Mets. Okay, eventually it picked up at the end of the game. I got excited. In the beginning, they was more excited than me. So because if people based it solely off of my response,
you would have thought it was trash.
You would say it's trash.
Yep.
So that's all I'm saying is that we can't. That's my personal preference. That's not reality. Dogfight brother in the super chat. He said, shout out to Clay, stand-up dude. Salute to you, King. J Pity City, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said, Ryan never headlined before. He had the perfect dance partner. Right.
100%.
And even after, after Tank fought Ryan, did he go to non-pay-per-view?
No, he went to Oscar Duarte, bro, and he went and packed out a little building. I don't even know if they sold it out.
Right. The tickets was cheap.
Right.
So we pick and choose when we want to have. We selective with choosing who does what when they do it.
Exactly.
Because if Ryan Garcia, his status went up after the Tank fight. So why didn't it carry over to the Devin fight? Well, because Devin is no. Is he the superstar that you say? Because people pay to come see Tank. Right.
100%.
When he fought Rolly, he broke the gate. When he fought Hector Garcia, he broke the gate. When he fought Ryan, he came in the 5th highest gate. So what are you talking about? When he fought Frank Martin, his gate was like 15 to 18 million.
Yeah. And
so
nobody
people
knows who
coming
Frank
to see
Martin was.
Tank.
He's a little ghost.
Right. And people are paying to see Tank. So why isn't what gate did Ryan break? None. So it's not translating. He can have all the sponsors he's want. Then people are not kicking down doors to come watch Ryan Garcia fight. Plain and simple. And we use these cop-outs. It's a cop-out to blame Devin Haney. When everybody was happy that he was the A side. He's the draw. So then he holds the weight. People didn't come see the fight. Why? Because of him. No, Devin Haney boring. Man, stop. It's ridiculous. Press, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said today's menu at the kiddie table, PB&J with a crust cut, 2 or 3 Big Newtons, and a cup of almond milk.
I don't even like almond milk in my cereal, but them PB&Js go hard.
Me too, bro. Donnie D, 1954, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. This brother flipped the conversation several times.
Yeah,
right.
That got crazy.
Right. Now he's Cody making it that the fans is D-riding. Man, stop, man. Stop. I'm talking directly to you. Ain't got nothing to do with the people in the chat. You mad because you couldn't, your point was not valid. Period.
Right.
Ain't got nothing to do with the people. It's you. Your point wasn't valid. Point blank and period. Darius Gilliard, brother in the super chat.
His point, Coda's point was based off a lot of like what I feel. Right. Which is cool. You feel a certain way, but I mean, come on, man. It wasn't really factual. Like I still got to look into that whole 30 million that Shakur Stevenson asked for. Like I don't where did that come from?
Now let me ask you this. Where was it everywhere? That would have been plastered everywhere. Shakur
crazy. We would have been had the answer. That would have been everywhere, bro. I was shocked. I ain't know about it. I'm sitting here like, when did this happen? When did
nobody said nobody. He came to the table talking about 30 million. That's not even realistic.
Like, what? That's what kind of Turkey ain't giving him that. Turkey ain't giving him a 30 million guarantee. And Turkey can do whatever he wants.
If your name ain't Floyd Mayweather, ain't nobody getting that. They don't even want to give it to Canelo and Tank.
Yeah. I don't get it. That was weird. But I mean, look, you heard it. I didn't hear it. So I wasn't finna call cap on it because that's why I made sure I asked him specifically. I just want to be clear so I understand what I'm looking for because I ain't hear about that.
But Clay, so Shakur came to the table asking for more than Tank got? Tank ain't never get 30 million.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Turkey was supposedly had an offer of 20 mil. on the table for Devin, guaranteed. Right. And that was, you know what I'm saying? And that's Turkey, like
right. So why would I even repeat that? That don't even sound right. That sounds absurd. Like I said,
but you know what that goes into, Blue, and that's why I wanted him to say that, and I want to be clear. Fans of Tank, and shout out you, Coda. I don't know if you want to be a Tank fan or not. I don't know what your whole entire position is and where you stand on this, but the fans of Tank don't hear Tank or Calvin or none of them guys correctly. They'll hear one thing and it'll turn into something else, right? So there's a hard time taking in that information or taking the silence. The silence is deafening to them, right? So once the silence is there, they start to fill in the space with their own voices in their head or whatever they're hearing, and they'll take one word and two words and be like, basically what he's saying is, and they'll throw up all over you, and you'll be like, yo, bro, where'd you get all that from? How did that come? Where did you get 30 million? Priced himself out? Calvin said that? Now, if Calvin's up on this panel right now, I just have a hard time believing that Calvin's going to co-sign any of that what you just said right there. But Calvin's going to be like, I ain't say that. Hold up, I ain't say that.
But Clay, like you said, how did it if you said did they offer that? He said, I'm not saying they offered. But how did it get to a point of numbers then? In order for me to get to numbers, it had to get to a point of offering.
Something was on the table. You are saying there was an offer made. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
even if it wasn't an offer made, then Clay, even if it wasn't an offer made, you had to say, what will it take for me to make this fight happen? A number had to be asked. Like, what number is it going to take it's like in any other sport? What number is it going to take for you to accept this fight? Period.
Something. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. You act friendly in here. You riding. Okay. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna look into it. You know what I'm saying, Coda? I'm gonna take your word for it and say that that's what you heard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you made that up, but you know what I mean? I just need to make sure that I heard it correctly so that I'm sitting in the right mental state when I'm looking up whatever I'm trying to find out, because I don't remember hearing nothing like that. I heard the interview with Calvin, but I don't remember that 30 million, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But be Darius Gilliard, my brother in the super chat, once again.
Oh, he got the link? Okay. Let me copy that link right quick.
He said it's all about dance partners, plain and simple. Right. And again, that's what I said. If Coach Calvin threw that number out there of 30 million, he's being misleading to the people. Because I'm pretty sure Shakur didn't sit there and say, let me get 30 million. The GOAT 95 brother in the super chat. He said, Blue, have you heard who could be Tank's next opponent? No, I haven't heard anything.
The title of the video you sent me here, the title says, we sending you a contract. Did they do that? You're saying, why would they even, you're saying in this video is going to say, why would they even send them a contract? That they're not going to send them a contract that Shakur Price has shot out already. The title of the video says, and it's from the homie's video. You know who it is.
Yeah.
Exclusive interview. Gervonta Davis trainer Calvin Ford tells Shakur, quote, we sending you a contract. Did they do that? Did they send the contract? I don't know. I'm gonna watch the video, bro.
Hey, watch it. Watch it right now and tell me what it says.
The video?
Yeah. Just put yourself on mute and watch it. Hey, Cody, you tripping? Hey, Kid the Great, my brother in the super chat. Much love, family.
This a 30-minute video, Cody. You don't got like a timestamp. I ain't trying to watch this dude for 30 minutes. I ain't gonna hold you.
30 minutes?
Yeah, bro. He sent the whole video pretty much, and I can't do it with this guy. I can't do 30 minutes of this dude. I ain't gonna hold you. I need like a timestamp. I ain't got it in me, bro. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm good. I don't even care about this. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'll just take your word for it, bro. I'll just take your word for it, bro. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yo, but I want to see Tank fight. If he ain't gonna fight Shakur, like I said, I like the Dennis Baranchik fight because it's a unification bout. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a good keep busy fight. It's a fight that doesn't put none of the other fights in jeopardy. He should win that. He should get that title. He'll be a unified champion. I completely co-sign that. I think that's all good, man. I think putting that fight together makes sense on Tank's on what Tank's trying to do. At least he can accomplish one more belt down from becoming undisputed. You know what I'm saying? It makes complete sense.
Right. Salute the kid, the great brother in the super chat. He said Blue Ryan broke the gate at his ex-girl's house.
Facts. Facts. That's a fact. Bring that to the table. That's a damn fact. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you would have asked that, we would have been stuck, right, Blue? He'd be like, I got a question for you. Did Ron break the gate at his ex-girl's crib? You'd have been like, damn, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That was crazy. Yeah, man. All right, then, man. So stop saying Ryan don't be breaking gates.
Yo.
Yeah, you right. You right.
Yo.
You right. You right. Yo, when you right, you right. What you want me to say, man? I gotta, listen, bro. I didn't think of that. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I can make mistakes too.
At his ex-girl house is crazy.
I can make mistakes too, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. My bad.
Yo, that's wild. He said he broke the gate at his ex-girl house. Hey, let's get on out of here, bro.
No doubt. Yo, I appreciate you having me on, bro. It's always a pleasure, man. You know what I'm saying? We building, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait to do it again.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Let me know. I can't wait to do it again. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You guys have been great also. You know what I mean? Show me some love. I appreciate it, man. I'm going live later tonight as well. I don't know the time yet because probably about 9:30, 10 or something like that. Okay. It'll get posted up if you guys subscribe to the channel if you ain't done it. You know what I'm saying? I threw the clip in that 100 times. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, man.
You already know. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all, man. He said, Blue, you're welcome to come for the entertainment. Coda, you wild, bro. Coda is wild, bro.
Coda, my guy, man. Salute to you, Coda, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Always love, man.
I love Coda, man. We always get emotional.
He a stand-up dude, though, man. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'll never say nothing less.
He's loyal. Salute to Coda, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. We go back and forth and whatever, man, but don't mistake that for anything other than we just talking sports, man.
No, 100%, man. I fuck with Coda.
Yep. Salute to my brother Coda, man. Much love, family. See y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.
Salute.